Hi, and welcome to the AMD Game Festival. My name is Megs, and I am one of your hosts for today for our English live stream. I'm so happy you tuned in, and as you can see, the stage is already getting crowded because we're ready to deliver our next announcement. And this one is a heavy hitter you do not want to miss, I promise you. So do stay tuned and make sure you have everything ready for what is yet to come. We have a day filled with announcement, esports, and entertainment for you guys at home. We cannot wait to get it to you.
What's up, Gamescom? Wow. Yeah, Johnny wasn't joking when he said you guys were loud as hell. Thanks for the warm welcome. So, we got about 30 minutes. We're going to chat about some really, really cool stuff. And to get right into things, I want to welcome a very special guest from AMD to this stage. And he's going to share some very exciting news and updates about Radeon with me, or rather, with us. So, please, welcome to the stage, Senior Vice President and General Manager of Radeon at AMD, responsible for all Radeon graphics, like the new RX 7000 series GPUs, Scott Herkelman. Hi, Scott. So good that you're joining us. I hope you're doing well. And I gotta ask, like, just straight off the bat, anything cool you've seen at Gamescom so far?
Anything cool I've seen at Gamescom? How about the League of Legends team that was right before us? And I have to ask you something. Do you think North America can beat that League of Legends team?
Ooh. Could Eintracht Spandau win the LCS, guys? That's what I thought, Scott. But
no way.
I don't think you flew over 7,000 kilometers here just to chat about League of Legends with me, right? I've heard you have some exciting news for us.
Yeah, that's right, we do. You know, 2023 has been a massive year for new games, and developers continue to push the boundaries for PC experiences. And that's exactly why we built the RX 7000 series. That includes the 7900 series for gamers who play at 4K resolution, and also the 7600 series for the majority of gamers who play at 1080p resolution. However, more and more gamers are buying 1440p displays, and older GPUs struggle in these new games at this resolution. So I'm excited today to introduce two new GPUs, and let's get them running here. The first is the brand new Radeon RX 7800 XT 16 GB. And we are also announcing what we call its little brother, the Radeon RX 7700 XT 12 GB graphics card. Both come with DisplayPort 2.1 for brand new displays, AV1 for next-gen streaming, and of course, fast AI acceleration for the next generation of games.
Absoluter Wahnsinn. Absoluter Wahnsinn. Also, da habt ihr es. Offiziell angekündigt, die neuen AMD-Karten, die Radeon RX 7800 XT mit 16 GB GDDR6. Eins von beiden, dürft ihr euch aussuchen. Und natürlich auch die 7700 XT mit 12 GB. So, that's pretty awesome, Scott. And I was checking out our Benchfest earlier a little bit and got to play some games on the new cards. And I gotta say, compared to my 2060 at home, man, I'm due for an upgrade.
You're definitely due for an upgrade. Upgrading your GPU is actually one of the easiest things you can do to make your system feel fast again. For example, you can see on the screen here, versus RX 2070 Super, which is a 4-year-old GPU. The 7800 XT gets you over 60 frames per second, and it's 50% faster in The Last of Us, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and is twice as fast in other games like Resident Evil 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. And with Radeon Performance Technologies, you can push frame rates even higher on the Radeon RX 7800 XT with FSR2. The Last of Us Part 1 game gets over 90 frames per second at 1440p with settings maxed out, and these cards push triple-digit frames per second, and Horizon Zero Dawn close to 200 frames per second. And Lies of P, a new game launching this September, also gets close to 200 frames per second.
Wow. I mean, that sounds like gamers that love to min-max FPS to the absolute extreme are right at home with that Radeon.
Yeah, that's right. And let me just show you a broader view of games. And so if you look at native performance across even more of the most popular games in the industry right now, the Radeon RX 7800 XT trades blows with the competition, which this card is $599 from our competition, and it has more VRAM and the latest display technologies. And on the Radeon RX 7700 XT, across the same popular titles, it delivers over 60 frames per second with max settings on your 1440p display, often besting the 4060 Ti 16 gig. And You'll be able to buy the Radeon RX 7700 XT starting at $449 and the Radeon RX 7800 XT starting at $499.
Wow. Für uns in Europa sind das dann natürlich für die RX 7700 XT die 489 € und für die 7800 XT die 549.
For those of you in the audience today that have been able to experience these new GPUs firsthand at the back of the auditorium, are some of your results now live on screen on the 7800 XT across 6 games. But don't just take our word for it. Check out BenchFest. It's right behind you, all of you in the audience right now. You can go ahead and play the latest games on the RX 7800 XT and experience the smoothness for yourself.
Ja, absolut. Also drüben in unserer Benchfest-Halle, da könnt ihr alles Mögliche an neuen Spielen ausprobieren, aber auch für die etwas mehr Stat- und Technikorientierten. Ihr könnt euch mehrere Benchmarks mit diesen neuen Karten direkt selber angucken. So. Ein anderes Ding, was ich glaube ich noch ankündigen muss, ist, nennen wir ihn jetzt Santa Johnny oder Nikolaus Johnny, aber da war so ein großer Sack voll mit Grafikkarten. Wenn wir hier Wenn wir hier durch sind, dann, wenn ihr gut Frisbees fangen könnt, dann habt ihr vielleicht Glück, ein oder andere davon mitnehmen zu können. But first, Scott, we'll chat again a little bit later, but first, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
So, the cards already are pretty exciting, but I do want to welcome another special guest to the stage from AMD. And he's going to give us some updates on FSR and AMD software. So please welcome to the stage Chief Architect of Gaming Solutions and Marketing at AMD, Frank Azor.
Hey, Lippy.
Hey, Frank. So good that you can join us today. Ready to take those new cards on Overwatch 2 for a spin?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're amazing. You guys are going to love the performance of them.
Hell yeah. And you probably checked out some of the games new at Gamescom. Anything that kind of struck your fancy? Anything that you're looking forward to?
Who's looking forward to Starfield? Come on, right? Yeah.
Ooh.
And I'm kind of excited about City Skyline 2. I've put a lot of hours into part 1. I've been waiting for it for a few years, so really excited about that too.
Hell yeah. Yeah, a little bit of chill gaming. That's
I'm going to need like a 4-week vacation when it comes out in October.
I can feel that, definitely. But we want to talk about some software, right? Because AMD announced RDNA 3 quite a while ago, and you also announced some interesting software features with that. And quite honestly, I think a few updates on that would be very exciting.
Well, first of all, what you need to know about the AMD Adrenalin software is it comes with all your Radeon graphics cards, and it's the driver, it's the software, it's all in one location for you. You don't have to deal with different UIs or anything. It's all unified and simplified. It also lets you monitor the performance of your card. It even lets you overclock your card without having to use any third-party software. And there's no account registration required for AMD Adrenalin. No name, no email, none of that crap, all right? And we're going to keep it that way for you. So we've been constantly adding more and more performance-enhancing features to the AMD Adrenalin software. Recently, we added Anti-Lag Plus, brand new feature to reduce your lag. Radeon Super Resolution as well, which is our in-driver upscaler, which works with pretty much any game that's out there, that's DirectX 11 and DirectX 12. Gives you massive performance improvements. And we have Radeon Boost as well, which gives you huge performance improvements.
I'm going to be honest with you, that does sound a bit complicated.
I know.
How do we manage that?
Yeah, so we realize that. So a lot of different features. Some of you are probably like, never heard of this stuff. And it gets a little complicated. So what we've done is we announced a feature called HyperRX. All right, and HyperRX gets all these features, Radeon Super Resolution, Anti-Lag Plus, Radeon Boost, all of them working together for you, and it turns them on for you in all the games that we've profiled out there. So it's basically an easy button. You just turn on HyperRX, and everything works for you. Everything turns on for you. Now, you're probably wondering, OK, like, how much performance can HyperRX actually contribute to your games? Check these charts out. I mean, look at the kind of performance uplift that you're getting in Fortnite. Almost a 50% performance improvement in Fortnite when you turn on HyperRX. And it's not just frames per second. Your latency significantly reduces as well. Look at these latency differences when you turn on HyperRX.
Ich muss auch ganz ehrlich sagen, das sieht auch vor allem für E-Sports-Interessierte verdammt gut aus. Weniger Latency, mehr FPS, absolut klasse.
So you guys have been waiting for HyperRX since the RDNA 3 launch, since the 7900 XTX launch, right? I know it took us a little longer than we originally planned, but it's going to be worth it, and it's coming to you in just a few weeks. In early September, you're going to get the driver drop, and it's going to work on your Radeon cards.
That's awesome. But I do want to keep digging on some of the updates and news on software, so I'm just straight up going to ask, when is FSR 3 coming out?
You guys want an update on FSR 3? Yeah. I think it's the most replied comments I've been getting on social media is, where the heck is FSR 3? So we've got a great update for you today on FSR 3. So first of all, what FSR 3 is, in case you're not sure, is it's obviously the follow-on to FSR 2, our upscaler and our performance enhancer that integrates into games. But FSR 3 adds our fluid motion frames technology. And what that does is it literally generates frames for you in your game, which can double and in some cases triple your frame rate. And when you pair it with Anti-Lag Plus, it significantly reduces your latency as well. It's pretty incredible what the team has been able to accomplish with FSR 3. So, a couple other things you should know. It's still going to be open. It's going to work on Radeon 7000 series cards, Radeon 6000 series cards, and even older cards. How's that?
Hell yeah.
Doubling and tripling your frame rate on any card that can run it, basically. Okay, but we didn't stop there. It's Fidelity Effect Super Resolution. And AMD cares about all gamers. So we enabled FSR 3 not just to work on Radeon graphics cards, to work on any graphics card. And our engineers didn't stop there. It doesn't just work on any PC graphics card. It even works on consoles like the Microsoft Xbox. Everybody should get the benefit of frame generation of fluid motion frames. It shouldn't be reserved just for the small select few of people that can buy the latest generation graphics card. That's not right for gamers.
That sounds amazing. So when can we get our hands on FSR 3?
Oh, I forgot to say that. That's right. Who wants to know when you're going to get your hands on FSR 3? So first of all, let me show you FSR 3 in action. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is FSR 3 in Forspoken. This is their brand new DLC. Okay, and it's running here. You can see the kind of performance improvement that we're delivering with FSR 3. Nearly triple the performance improvement when you turn this feature on. And any of you guys checked out Immortals of Avium? Just came out. We've got FSR 3 integrated into Immortals of Avium as well. And you can expect both Forspoken and Immortals of Avium patches coming out early fall. Just a few more weeks ahead, you're going to see these patches come out, and you'll be able to take advantage of these massive frame rate gains. But we didn't stop there. You probably want it in more than just 2 games, right?
I've been looking at the new Cyberpunk expansion, Phantom Liberty, and
you want FSR 3 in it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Space Marine
you got
as well?
FSR 3 for you. You got it.
Hell yeah. Let's go.
So we've already got a bunch of games coming out with committed support for FSR 3. So just check the screen behind me. Over 12 games have already committed to integrating FSR 3 in it. And beyond these 12 games, we've got a bunch of game developers as well, including Unreal Engine is going to put a plugin in Unreal Engine for FSR 3. And once you do that, you're going to get an absolute ton of games that are going to be integrating FSR 3. So expect FSR 3 support to grow very rapidly from here, just like FSR 1 and FSR 2 did.
That sounds absolutely fantastic. I think we're already through all the software stuff, right?
Almost.
Almost?
I got one surprise.
Oh, you got more?
Oh, yeah, I got one surprise for everybody, yeah. So FSR 3 is pretty cool, obviously, right? So we're going to put it in 10, 15, 20, 50 games. You know, our competitor has their frame generation in like 50 games or so. Wouldn't you like fluid motion frames in thousands of games? How about every DirectX 11 and DirectX 12 game you play, we can double and triple your frame rate? Wouldn't you like that? Yeah, we would too. So we asked our engineers if they can figure out a magical way of doing that, because nobody's been able to do it. Every frame generation technology right now requires integration into the game, and that limits how many games you can launch out there with frame generation. But the engineers at AMD are pretty special, and they figured out a way to put fluid motion frames into HyperRX. And that means pretty much any DirectX 11 and DirectX 12 game running the AMD Adrenalin HyperRX software is going to get the benefits of fluid motion frames, frame interpolation, and generation.
Awesome.
So it's already working. We've got it working in our labs. It looks absolutely incredible. It's going to be launching to the public by Q1, so just a few more months ahead. By Q1, we'll be introducing that in the Adrenalin driver with HyperRX. And stay tuned to AMD News to learn more about it. All right, guys? That's going to be unbelievable. There's no other solution out there like it. You're going to get massive frame rate improvements with fluid motion frames.
Fantastic. Awesome. Okay. I have some more things in mind that we can chat about, but I'd invite Scott back on the stage for that. So, new cards, fantastic. Fluid motion, frames, and tech, amazing. But we got to talk about Starfield, right? We got to talk about the biggest game of the year. How good are the cards on Starfield?
Well, what's been great is we've been working with our friends at Bethesda now for many, many months, optimizing Starfield, not only across AMD Radeon GPUs, but AMD Ryzen CPUs. And I can't tell you the scores yet, but what I would tell you is that these cards are able to run Starfield exceptionally smooth at 1440p.
But who wants a free copy of Starfield? That's right. So, for a limited time, if you buy a Radeon 6000 or 7000 series graphics card, you get a free copy of Starfield with it. So if you're thinking about buying a graphics card, do it now. All right, that's an expensive game, and you're going to get a free copy of Starfield with any 6000 or 7000 series Radeon purchase. So I think now's the time to buy.
Hell yeah. Also, falls ihr euch eine neue Grafikkarte zulegen wollt, dann kriegt ihr mit jeder neuen 7700 XT und natürlich auch der 7800 XT und für kurze Zeit auch bei ausgewählten 6000er Series Grafikkarten eine Gratiskopie von Starfield. Man, that's exciting.
That's a lot, right? That's a lot of good news.
But I'll be honest with you, if everyone wants to play Starfield on these new cards, we kind of need to know when they're coming out, right?
Well, that's the great news. Cards will be available starting on September 6th, the same day Starfield launches. And I'm excited for you to get a hand either when you're buying a PC pre-configured or from our AIB partners September 6th.
That's amazing. Hell yeah. Wunderbar. Um das Ganze noch mal kurz für euch zusammenzufassen, also ab dem 6. September könnt ihr die neuen Radeon RX 7700 XT und die 7800 XT euch holen. Und dazu gibt es eine Gratiskopie von Starfield. Zusätzlich kommt das natürlich mit alles Möglichen am neuen Tech, wie zum Beispiel FSR 3 mit Immortals of Aveum und Forspoken. Ist das da zuerst verfügbar, aber dann auch mit jede Menge Games danach. I think already That's all we had to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Scott, Frank, thank you so much for joining me on stage.
Everyone.
Thank you, Liffy.
Thank you, Gamescom.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it.
So, und ich glaube, dann fehlt jetzt noch ein Herr, den ich euch vorhin schon versprochen habe. Der Weihnachtsmann, ne? Ja, Johnny? Warte mal.
Stopp, hier fehlt doch noch wer, oder? Ich hatte doch die ganze Zeit eine ganz bezaubernde Co-Moderatorin. Wo ist die?
Ally, a brand new Windows gaming handheld from ROG. Powered by an AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme processor, the ROG Ally puts the latest AAA games in the palm of your hand. A full HD 120Hz display lets beautiful graphics take center stage, even outdoors. ROG Ally. All your games, anytime, anywhere.
All right, chat, here we go.
Game face on. I got the game on stash on lock. Dedication prepared for the log. Back toes grinding on the concrete. I will show them that me run the block. Run them, Ogalan boss. See them times I run to my boss. See them times I begging for favors when I know get the food from my pot. Table don't turn. With the back friend, but the bridge don't burn. Game face on. Game face on. They're really on.
Let's go, baby! I know what it is!
Ally, a brand new Windows gaming handheld from ROG. Powered by an AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme processor, the ROG Ally puts the latest AAA games in the palm of your hand. A full HD 120Hz display lets beautiful graphics take center stage, even outdoors. ROG Ally. All your games, anytime, anywhere.
All right, chat, here we go.
Game face on. I got the game on stash on lock. Dedication to them, dog. Back and toes grinding on the concrete. I go show them that me run the block. Run them, Ogalan boss. See them times I run to my boss. See them times I begging for favors when I know get no food for my pot. Table don't turn, with the big friend, but the reach don't burn. Game face on. Game face on. Then really on.
Let's go, baby. I know what it is.
Meet Ally, a brand new Windows gaming handheld from ROG. Powered by an AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme processor, the ROG Ally puts the latest AAA games in the palm of your hand. A full HD 120Hz display lets beautiful graphics take center stage, even outdoors. ROG Ally. All your games, anytime, anywhere.
Welcome back to the AMD Gaming Festival. My name is Makes, and I'm here with Lithy. Now, Lithy, you had the privilege, of course, to talk to all of the people with the knowledge. How'd you feel standing up there in front of this massive, massive crowd?
I'm glad I wasn't wearing some sort of heartbeat monitor or something. Probably would have called every emergency car in the area to me.
But some pretty big news, and if you've been following and you know a little bit of German, you know that back there, they're actually giving away some of these GPUs, which massive, massive. You can see the crowd going wild in the background still.
Yeah, it's insane. The crowd here at Gamescom is absolutely fantastic and loud as hell. It's fantastic here. I'm very glad we have these amazing headsets, so it's actually super chill, but it's a lot of fun.
It is, and there's more fun coming your way. Not only do we get to interview some of the people that have been working on the new AMD technology later today, but there is some more gaming on the horizon as well, Lithy.
Oh yeah, we got a show match or two lined up. I think someone told me about some League of Legends. We got some Fortnite coming up later today. So we got a full 2 or 3 hours ahead of us. It's going to be great.
I agree. And honestly, I'm down to see a little bit of 1v1 action in League of Legends. It's been a while since I've participated in anything like an RM face-off. I think for you, it's more recent, no?
I mean, I get to cast a good chunk of League of Legends, right? But 1v1s? Outside of lanes, yeah, no, not happening. So we get to queue those up. It's going to be intense, and I am all here for it. It's going to be great.
So far at Gamescom, there's been a lot of commotion around these announcements. Everybody has been waiting for it. What's your favorite part of what AMD revealed today?
Honestly, the new graphics card, right? I joked a little bit about it on stage, but I'm actually overdue for an upgrade on my graphics card. Like, mine is barely able to. Since I got a third screen, I felt a little bit generous for myself. So yeah, my card is struggling to keep up with 3 screens and streaming. So that's going to be a nice thing to have, I think.
I agree. Maybe we can get our hands on one of these. And of course, back home, you can get them on the 6th of September. So mark your calendars. It's going to be great. Starfield. Have you been aiming to play it?
I got some friends who are definitely going to jump into it and stream it, and I'm going to check that out. I might pick it up later for myself, but for the moment, I'm mostly looking at the new Cyberpunk expansion.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one as well. I was quite excited about it, but I think our stage hosts back there, the German stage hosts, are getting ready, and you can see him in the background.
Johnny's amazing.
Wailing his arms. Johnny, of course, really, really cool. We are going to get more influencers on the stage, more people that are quite known in the German community, but maybe for people who don't know them. Can you tell me a little bit about No Way for You and Maxime?
Absolutely. So No Way, I think, is actually going to be a little bit more known in the international League of Legends scene. He's an incredibly skilled, high-rated mid laner. Does a lot of streams just climbing, just grinding ladder, and is pretty educational while doing so. Very chill dude. And since they qualified for the Prime League First Division, the highest German league, he retired from pro play. So there's that. But one way or another, he's an awesome dude. Gotta stop when
it's the best, right?
Yeah.
Gotta stop when the highs are high. Make sure you go out with a bang.
Absolutely, yeah. And talking about Maxime, Maxime is a decent player. but more a living legend in the German content creation scene.
A little bit of a low-key flame here, Lithy. One is a really great skill player, the other one is a decent player, but I like it.
Oh, we're talking, like, with No Way, we're literally talking about top 10 Europe in terms of League of Legends solo queue, right? But Maxim is a great guy, awesome dude, but basically, most people will know him as one of the big three guys to kind of get into German League of Legends casting and really elevate that to a new level. The man is the living incarnation of hype, and that's pretty impressive. Boundless energy, super awesome dude.
Yeah, he's one of the biggest casters known in Germany, I think even outside the boundaries of League of Legends. So we're very grateful that he and No Way For You are here.
Funnily enough, since he retired like a year or two ago, you still have Twitch chat full of people asking, where's Maxime?
Yeah, they miss him, and rightfully so. He's a great character, and today he's down to go into those solo matches. 1v1, 2v2 is what we have lined up. Now, Lithy, you're a little bit more knowledgeable when it comes to League of Legends. I tend to just run it down, unfortunately. But tell me a little bit about what people should be looking for in a 1v1 or in a 2v2.
Shenanigans, lots of outplays, and maybe some really, really interesting mechanical moves, because No Way has quite a few up his sleeve there. And
All right.
I heard they might be bringing some people from the audience on stage, so if you're around and currently watching at Gamescom, maybe there's a shot for you to play against two really awesome dudes.
And maybe even win something. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I think there's more on the line. AMD has been giving away prizes upon prizes. So you were calling him Santa Claus because of how much he's giving away. I think that's quite a good title, to be honest with you. And we will see what the guys are up to. They're getting ready on the stage behind us. You can see it. The WD Black Showdown, I think is what it's called, will come up, and we will have some League of Legends for you. Now, Lithy, what do you play these days? Is it more of like a mid-game, or are you staying with a little bit of support?
I'm a top lane main. I'm sitting in top lane. I'm an ex-Riven one-trick, so sorry, I guess, but yeah, no. Lots of bruisers top lane, Riven, Renekton, Aurelia, and yeah, some jungle, some support. No, never mind. I don't get to jungle anymore because that's what my wife mains.
Oh, that's so sweet. You get to play with people. I don't have friends, so I can't relate, unfortunately.
No, no one invites me.
Well,
I'm
you
just
play
memeing.
with your she invites you. What
Sometimes,
do you mean? All right. So as a top laner, I'm sure you have a little bit of experience in like getting these single laning encounters down. It's probably similar to a 1v1, I would say.
I am very proficient at getting killed solo.
That's not what I was trying to aim at. I was trying to figure out if I should be expecting a Riven out of these guys, or what kind of role are we looking to go down?
That's a great question. So from what I've heard, we'll be heading to the Era map. Can't believe I just forgot the name of the Frosty Bridge.
The Howling Abyss?
Howling Abyss, yes, thank you. There we go.
See?
That's
all the
that's
years
why
of
you were here to
playing
support me.
paid off. Summoner's Rift and the Howling Abyss.
But yeah, so Howling Abyss does leave you a lot of room to pull out some really powerful picks, some oddities, and honestly, whatever you're comfortable with. So I think, for example, Corki is one of No Way's more famous picks that he's very proficient on. Other than that, I do think it's going to go a little bit more to the high-skilled mid laner, maybe the assassins in the 1v1, or maybe some meme picks. Who's down for Soraka versus Soraka?
Oh, do you think we get to see like same picks?
I think there's a possibility.
That'd be really cool.
Oh, Zed versus Zed. That would be sick.
You said Soraka. You got me. I want to see the Soraka now. I'm sorry, but you put
it's
it on.
Bananas out here.
You put it on the desk. I want it. If we're not getting Soraka Lithy, I'll flame you. So.
Okay. All right. Oh.
They are getting ready to start here. You can see all the lights went out. I'm sure they're probably going to go back on. Crowd's been running back to the stage here, and we'll get those games started in a short little while.
It's actually insane how big this stage is, right? I don't think it comes across as impressive as it actually is in person on this stream here, right? But this is literally the entire Hall 7 that here at Gamescom that AMD has prepared and buffed out with the stage. We got the Bench Fest, where you can try a bunch of games and play on the newest AMD Radeon cards, which is super cool. You can run some benchmarks. It's really, really fun.
Yeah, and not only that. So if you've never been to Gamescom, maybe, I'm sure some people are watching that never got to go. What you can imagine is a big, massive arrangement of halls. So in total, I think this year it's 10 halls that are open that you can actually go to. And then this hall has been closed until today at noon. And when we opened the doors, I kid you not, there was a horde of people running in towards the stage. We didn't even have a program on just yet, and they were sprinting full speed. I'm talking missing the bus full speed.
It was such a rush. It was insane. What was it, like 15, 20 minutes until everything was filled, every single seat?
Yeah, we actually had to lock the doors because we were at maximum capacity within 20 minutes. So after that, of course, it now has calmed down a little bit. Now that everybody got to test those Radeon GPUs, got to look around. We do have, of course, the partners here that are also showing off some beautiful case builds. I don't know if you got the chance to look at them just yet, but there is one in particular over there that has waifus all over it. I'm quite down for it.
I can get on board with waifus, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You got me there. Definitely true. But quite honestly, then I just got a straight up asked, if you're here at Gamescom this year, for you personally at least, outside obviously of the AMD stage, what's your highlight?
Oh, that's a really good one, because I've been working a lot, right? But I just love seeing people excited. I think that's my favorite thing. Not even like a single booth, but wherever I go, you know, you see cosplayers walking by and people going like this, and they just want to take a picture because they get so excited seeing their favorite characters brought to life, or, you know, people that, like, as soon as the doors of Gamescom open, sprint towards certain booths.
I mean, if we can bring the stage on here for a second, I was going to mention the incredible League of Legends cosplayers we had running around backstage that are on stage right now. We'll get a better view of them later, I think, but they look amazing.
Yeah, you can see them standing there in the background. We got a Jinx, we got a Silco, looking really, really good. We got to talk to them actually here outside of the stage area. I got to interview them, not to brag, you know, but it was very, very cool. They're all super nice.
I really need to get back into cosplaying.
It takes like 100 to 200 hours just to finish one.
Yes.
Don't underestimate the power and work that goes into something like a cosplay like this level. These guys are truly differently built.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, we both play a lot of World of Warcraft, right? I did one armor set
at
some point. I mean, yeah, sorry, my bad. Never mind. Anyway. Yeah, I tried making one of the Paladin armor sets at some point in my life as a cosplay. Trust me, I'm never doing that again. It was so much work. I literally spent like 9 months straight working and tinkering on that thing. So yeah, I have the utmost respect for cosplayers. It's
and rightfully so. What's your favorite thing at Gamescom thus far?
Oh God, the AMD stage.
No, you don't get to say that. That's not a valid answer. Of course it is that, but I need you to come up with something else.
So, a couple of things. Mainly it's meeting people. There's a bunch of people I got to meet that I haven't seen in forever or ever, that I've only known through esports and online over the past few years. But outside of that, in terms of games, I saw the trailer for Warhammer Space Marine 2. That looks absolutely sick, and I can't wait for that. And honestly, as I mentioned already, right, Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty, that's going to be great.
We just saw them there, or brought being into the screen. Those are Maxime and No Way For You now ready on the stage to get battling, and I cannot wait to see them. Who are you betting on? Should we do like a little bet? I'm saying No Way For You, so you don't get to say that.
All right, I'm betting on Maxime. I believe in the man.
Very good.
He's going to take it, all of it.
All of it. All right, let's see. They're getting to their PCs right now and are setting up their gear. Of course, PC's back there looking beautiful as ever. Everything's set up with AMD gear, of course. And these guys should be logging in just a little bit. Now, what other champions are we looking for? You told me about the Soraka, which I very much would like to see. But what else could we get?
I mean, I have no idea what we could get. There's a lot of champions in the game nowadays. I would love, obviously, a Riven. I'd love a Z versus Z. Anything that's kind of high APM, lots of mobility and mechanical skill, that's where I feel right at home. But honestly, I'm also very, very partial to a good meme 1v1. So, yeah. Soraka, maybe Lulu versus Lulu.
Ooh,
oh
that'd
my
be a
god.
good one.
Bring back the machine gun Lulu. That would be insane. I love that.
All
That's
right.
full attack speed Lulu, by the way.
Yeah,
it's very
gotta
popular
be.
in Season 3 at top lane, I think.
I think I remember that
not
vaguely.
good
I
time.
tried to forget eventually, but it just keeps crawling back. It's like a bad, good kind of trauma thing, you know, but
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
Taste is kind of purple.
It does taste kind of purple. All right, they are getting set up. We can see Johnny walking around and just making sure that these guys are ready to go. First off, we're going to have a 1v1 between both of them.
Yep.
And then after that, maybe they need a little bit of help from our audience here, so they're going to get somebody on stage that hopefully can get them out of a pickle if they ever end up in one.
I can't wait to see how the players, or the fans rather, I should say, going to perform in the 2v2.
Obviously, they're going to win.
Possible, yes, definitely. I've seen some stage shows in the past where some incredibly skilled players suddenly plopped in out of nowhere and completely dumpstered everyone. So yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Well, you'd have to actually get through this crowd first, which once again is getting bigger back there. So if you are very skilled, hopefully you're also skilled at getting through crowds.
Yeah, no, absolutely. A little bit of careful pushing and communicating definitely goes a long way.
Yeah, you know, it's a little bit like jungling where you move through the bushes and you kind of sneak past without being seen, I think.
Wait, I thought jungling was all about flaming your laners for not leashing?
Is that so? Maybe that's why I've been losing.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, that came across a lot meaner than it was meant to be.
That's okay. I can handle it, you know? All right. I don't know if you can see it in the background there, but they're currently flaming each other, as should be in any good 1v1.
Gotta get some banter in there. Love to see it. Yeah.
All right, all right. They are getting the crowd.
Oh,
buzzed
I see
up,
gameplay.
But we
I
are
see
in
gameplay.
the game. Let's see what we have here.
Cue it up. We are onto the Rift, or rather the Howling Abyss. It is going to be Ezreal on the side of Maxime versus No Way playing. Drum roll.
Yeah, do we have a double Ezreal gameplay?
Oh, he's playing Aphelios, the ADC via ADC, and immediately there's a lot of damage going out. Red Gun, you really don't want to mess with that. And, of course, Green Gun, lots of range advantage here for the Aphelios.
It is, and you can see these guys are just going in instantly, and Maxime taking so much damage here. Eventually has to actually go back, gets the exhaust out, and he goes down. No way for you. Has died.
Oh no, that hurts to see. That last second exhaust after dodging the moonshot, Maxime just popping off there. Insane. Absolutely insane.
Don't be greedy. What was that? You were tower diving. Come on.
I mean, hey. I've seen some wild tower dives in my career, so that wasn't even close to the worst one. So, good attempt by No Way. I'm messing around. What the hell is that guy doing? Oh my god.
I think they need a little bit of help. After I've seen that, you know, suddenly I feel validated in all of my League experience, and I think they should add some randoms to the mix, which of course in this case means random players, and we'll see who actually is being taken up on the challenge and actually join this guy.
Yeah. I also would like to see a few more rounds, right? Are we doing best of 3, best of 5?
See, that's a good question.
Maybe
we'll try
I'll
to figure it out.
Maybe I'll run over and bribe the stage manager to turn this into a best of 5. I think that's a good call.
Yeah, so far we definitely have a 1-0. There's a little bit of a lead.
Hey, told you Maxime was going to take it.
I think that's probably not how it works, but
Maybe, maybe not.
maybe a little bit of planned tactical inting. I think that was going on here to be able to get some teams going.
It's the good old CLG strat. Win one game to give the fans false hope.
Right, right. You have to keep the masses going. You want to keep the matches close. You got to give them one. So that is psychological warfare.
Yeah, and let's be real here, right? Maxime is a living legend. You can't just completely roll that guy on stage.
No, no, it's League of Legends, not Living Legends.
You got me there. Yeah.
I'm so sorry for that one. I'll see myself out.
Oh, that was great. That was great. Yeah, I think with champ selection, Maxime is getting hyped up by the crowd. Honestly, have you ever had the chance to play an actual match on stage with a crowd cheering you on?
I can't say that I have, to be honest. What about you?
No, sadly not. I've been there for rehearsals and watching and casting. Never got to sit there myself, so that must be an incredible feeling. But
All right, we're back in.
yes!
Your wishes have been granted, Lithy.
Aurelia, let's go. No way on the Aurelia.
Let's see what we have on the other side. Can Maxime actually build out the...
It's Aurelia versus
we have
Aurelia.
here?
Oh, yes. I am so here for that one.
Okay, talk to me a little bit about this. What are we looking for here?
Okay, we're looking mainly for stuns. The technique needs to be connected, so you get a reset on your Q whenever you dash on the stun target. And of course, the W timing is going to be important. First, E is down here. The stun comes in from no way. Good damage, and you see the mark. That one resets your Q, but it's going to be on cooldown for a little bit more. Nice W on the trade out, and for the moment, no way taking the upper hand. We also can see Battlehorn, Cloth Armor, defensive build coming in. I'm not quite sure what Maxime is going for. Oh, there's the next stun. Reveals him in the brush, but the stun from Maxime comes in as well. The exhaust popped early here by No Way. And now it's coming down to the wire. Ignites are out, Mix.
Ignites are out and ticking. Look at this. Down he goes. And we do have a winner here. Oh, it's getting spicy.
Quick clapback here from No Way. Wins the skill check here on the Aurelia mirror matchup. Hey, I'm here for it. Well played. Definitely a deserved win on that one.
All right, 1 versus 1. I think we're maybe in a best of 3. We will figure out if it's best of 3 or best of 5, I think, after the next round.
You know, I'm starting to suspect this was the warm-up games.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, they're trying to sneak in the warm-up matches so they can get onto the 2v2 against the fans here at Gamescom and just completely dominate them, because the fans, they didn't get to warm up.
They did not, but right now both of the guys are on stage, just, you know, a little bit of humble bragging, taking it off here against each other, making sure that they both can say that they got a win there. So maybe we actually have to say that the competition's equal here.
I mean, it ended 1v1, right? Maxime took a round, and the results speak for themselves.
All right, our stage host is actually running off right now, so that looked weird. I think he forgot someone possibly, but Maxime
there he is, there he is. He has
No Way
t-shirts.
For You are now up here, and it seems like we're going to get a little bit of giveaways out.
That's one of the other benefits of being at Gamescom. You just get thrown random stuff in your face, which is pretty cool.
Sometimes it's a frisbee that's worth a whole GPU.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You got hit by a towel earlier today, right?
I did. I was just walking around, and suddenly it hit me in the face, you know. So, I now have a towel.
It's a really cool towel, though. It's like a really fluffy Cooler Master one. It's really good, yeah. I'm jealous.
All right, both of the guys did get a frisbee here, so we're going to see who catches it. I think maybe that's how we're determining who actually gets to play.
That would be awesome, yeah. I mean, there's some mechanics involved, some timing. You got to jump in time, depending on how high they throw them.
All right,
yeah,
we're going to
I'm
test
curious.
the
How's
sound
that
here,
gonna go?
make sure the crowd is actually pretty loud.
Yeah, I mean, got to make some noise if you want on stage.
First one has already gone out, it seems like. Somebody in the back there caught it, left-hand side of the stage. Let's see where the other one goes. Have one more to throw here.
Honestly,
do you think there's any tactic? Do you look people in the eye and see, are they actually a skilled League player? Is there years and years of pain behind those eyes?
That's a great question, quite honestly. The lights are pretty bright, so it's more like yeeting it into the masses, maybe. I don't know. I haven't thrown frisbees on stage. I was just up there talking.
You were, and you looked really good doing so. It was a great interview and super cool to hear what is all lined up. But right now, there's players lined up, and they want to get into this 2v2 because the 1v1 clearly was not showing exactly who actually is the better player.
Yeah, I think they left a lot left in the tank, and we're gonna show the real skill set that these guys have to offer in just a little bit. So yeah, play hard is a very good phrase to bring up in this scenario. So
Is it?
I think so. I'm just
Okay.
rolling with whatever I see on the screen, you know.
See, they can't see the screen. They're just seeing us. There we go.
Yeah.
Showing you a little bit of what's lined up here. The RX 7900 XTX.
800. Right?
7900.
All right. No, never mind.
I
That's
can't
that
breathe, Lithy.
one. Oh no. Yeah, I can't obviously. Thanks for correcting me.
It's good. It's so beautiful. I love a white GPU, honestly.
Yeah, you have an entirely white setup, right?
I do.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I just
Nothing looks prettier.
I stuffed my PC under my desk and it's just sitting there gathering dust.
I actually got a personalized acrylic casing recently.
Oh,
That
wow.
is made exactly for the measurements of my gear, so that all of the cable management is perfect.
Oh,
I
my
sweated it.
God.
I'm so sorry, but I had to.
That's so cool. Do you have your PC like on your desk or something?
Oh yeah.
Nice, yeah.
It's actually right next to me whenever I play. So like, you know, it's like not playing alone because your PC is with you. It
Yeah.
just feels good.
Yeah. I got this adjustable standing desk and was a little bit worried about putting it up there next to me while bringing the desk up and down. I'm
Yeah.
really scared of it just falling apart and my PC getting smashed. so-
Really?
Yeah,
I have a
bought
standing desk. Mine's fine.
Well, you're just more brave than me. And quite honestly, yeah, nah. I bought a bunch of long cables, so I'm good. I'm good. It's great. Standing desks are so fun.
Yeah, especially if you put your PC on them, I think. We'll see
enough.
how it goes with these guys, but we will have a guest here on show, I'm hearing, so I'm
We'll get some
quite
company.
excited.
Hell yeah.
Let's see who it is.
Drum roll. As you mentioned, we might even get the chance. No way!
Wow.
Scott himself joining us. Welcome, sir.
Hi. Let's see him set up here, make sure he can actually hear us.
I
Hi,
can hear you.
Scott.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
Oh, quite good.
We're doing great. We're having some fun here. I'd read off your entire title, but I forgot my cue cards backstage, so I'm very sorry for skipping on that.
It's okay.
But it's great to have you here.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks. I run the Radeon group. It is the best and easiest way to put it.
Nice.
Best and easiest.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you guys are doing a fantastic job. How are you liking Gamescom so far? Are you happy with the bombastic spectacle you guys have prepared for us here?
Well, what's weird is I've never been here in person. And
This is your first
so
time?
this is my first one, and it is. I've never seen so many gamers in one place. Except for China Joy. China Joy was similar, but man, this is a crazy audience, and the thing that I love is the passion from the people that are in here, and how much they love gaming. They want to talk to you about it, and they all have their different stories, what games they're playing, what system they have, and it's just our industry is great, and it's thriving, and it's fun. It's a fun place to work.
It absolutely is. I agree with you. I always love when I'm at Gamescom and I walk around and people's faces just light up at stuff they enjoy the most. Now, of course, if you're working with AMD, you're also a gamer, right? Tell us a little bit about that. Tell the people what you're playing.
Well, this is what Lithy and I were talking about before the stage event. I'm an ADC. I try to play a lot of ADC for League of Legends, but then I realized the older I get, the worse I am. And so I just play ARAM with my friends, and all we do is we troll people. I love playing ARAM with Misfortune. If I get lucky enough to get Misfortune, that way I can just sit there and spam the laugh key in ARAM. So if you meet me, I'm sorry.
Have you tried some APMF in ARA?
Yes, constant ults. But I would say it's still my favorite game is League of Legends because it's a little bit more for me relaxing when you can just jump in with your friends and and get it all done. And then every once in a while, my kids want me to play like Valorant, which I'm not good at, or Apex Legends, which I'm okay at. So
Yeah, that's good.
anyway,
Yeah, Apex is a lot of fun. I'm also really bad at aiming, so I tend to stay away from the shooters a little bit more, except Valorant, because you can just cheese with crosshair placement there. But, I mean, if it's your first time at Gamescom, I do gotta ask, what's been your favorite part so far?
I would say the favorite part was when they opened the doors and the excitement of the people that they wanted to come in and rush in, whether it's our booth or the other booths from other vendors that are around the facility, and just the number of gamers, and everybody's super nice. And it's just been a real pleasure to meet new faces and talk to them about what we do and what their problems are or how we can help them. So I would say that would be my favorite thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's a current, no, not current, a common occurrence that you can talk to the tech guys, so to say, of the gaming industry that are working on all the hardware that is the beating heart of everything.
Yeah, it's I like to make myself accessible. Radeon, we're in second place. Everybody knows that. We want to be in first place eventually, but that means you really got to listen and try to improve and hear where you're good, hear where you're bad, and try to really fix the bads to make them good. So
yeah,
that's why I like being out in the crowd and doing these kind of things. It's a lot of fun. We'll be doing a lot more of them, I'm sure. So
yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So speaking a little bit more about the tech details, because really I think that's what they want to hear out there. You've launched a 7700 and the 7800 XT.
Yes.
Is that going to complete the RDNA 3 portfolio, or is there maybe more on the horizon?
Well, the RDNA 3 portfolio is now complete. So of all the products that we have planned to launch, this is the last few products that we will launch. We may have some different versions, but they're not a new ASIC, if you will. But so we're excited about today. It's on behalf of all the team, the engineers that are sitting either in Markham, Taiwan, China, India, or wherever they are, Austin. I want to thank them because it's been a journey. It's been about a year since we launched the very first RDNA 3, and now we're a year later finishing up the series. So we should be done. We're done, and we're excited, and I think we now have the broad spectrum covered for people who want RDNA 3 up and down the price stack.
That's awesome, yeah.
We do have to check in with our game really quick. So now that I know that you're an 80 carry main, Scott, talk to me a little bit about what's going on here. We have a 2v2 going on in this game here, and it seems like one of the teams at least has a Leona.
Yeah. Well, by the way, if they have a Leona, they're going to stun them, and then all you do is you burst them. It's usually what happens in ARAM. So let's hope that happens. But it looks like they're bush camping to me. And more than likely, that other enemy team is on the other side, and it's whoever's going to stun first usually works. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Stun, get him. Oh,
into the crowd, but they disengage. Is not going to be a hit here. The other side seems to have Warwick and Akali.
That's an interesting lineup, especially the Akali might be struggling a little bit on damage, but can definitely pull us out of some situations with the Shroud. But the Warwick, that's the one you need to watch out for, because he has so much self-healing, it's basically unkillable once he gets to low HP. But in this 2v2, this might be working out. Exhaust already burned. Warwick pulling back here for a second. And the Ignite is out, flashing away here on the Aurelia, but the hits don't connect quite. Oh, down he goes. First Blood is going to Team No Way, it looks like. Oh, man. Off to a hot start.
Leona's still alive, but I'm not sure those stuns are going to stay for. We'll see how it goes. Maybe a little bit of under tower action. That worked for Maxime before, but his partner is back. The team is not just fully dead yet.
Yeah, it's interesting. Leona didn't use any of her sums, and that's an interesting play by her. Let her teammate die without the sum usage. I don't know.
That's where you spam the laugh button, Scott, right?
It's like, come on.
I mean, as a fellow ADC enjoyer, right, you probably heard the phrase, it's your fault for picking ADC, so maybe that's a bit of a case here, right?
It could be. That could be. But, the ADC stands for carry, so you have to protect the carry at all costs, is what my view is. So,
What if you're a lightweight and you don't need to be carried?
Oh, that's of course. Of course. Full carry without a support, that could be fine.
Yeah, no. Well, we do see our friend on Aurelia here doing a good job at keeping the passive stacks up and running. A little bit of a more offensive build as well, with the Warhammer being the first item bought here on the Howling Abyss. but it's really just red team, quite honestly, just chilling a little bit too much for my taste. I want to see some blood.
Yeah, they're letting them push into tower.
You know, surprising me, they haven't fed the poros yet with their cookies, and
yes,
I'm a little concerned about that, to be honest with you.
Feed your poros, guys. Definitely feed your poros.
I mean, I don't know if you could send them a signal, but we want to see that poro blow up, if possible.
I think we got to kill some towers with that, right?
I think you were born for casting. I think we should employ you, get you on the team.
Yeah.
That is exactly what I'm looking for in my games here. If they don't feed the poor, surely they cannot win the game. But this time around, we're going back in. The Warwick gets stunned, and that might be all she wrote.
Stun into a stun, but the lifesteal's coming in hard. The Ignite is on with that, the Grievous Wounds, and the damage is good. Old now coming through. The Vanguard's Edge is going to do a lot of damage, and of course, mark the enemies. The next stun coming through, and of course, diving underneath the turret. It wouldn't be League of Legends without a good tower dive. Stun underneath the turret. Akali goes down.
2 deaths on one side. I think that is it. We did have a little bit of
It looks like it.
killing going around here for this team, and the first place has been taken, the first point scored. So we'll see how the story defaults.
Yeah, I don't think we're done. I think we're playing a little bit of a series here. Do you think? Are we swapping players?
I'm not sure. We're going to figure it out, to be honest. Right now, they're getting hyped up by the crowd here, but we do want to talk about other games as well, Scott. How has it been to partner up with the most anticipated game of the year?
Well, yes, that's Starfield, and we are super excited for it. You know, not only does it cross platforms, console and PC, but it also is just going to be an amazing exploration of different worlds and building your own character the way you want it, creating your own character the style you want it. I think it's something that gamers, it'll be refreshing for gamers once they start playing it. Just a new kind of feel to the game. It's been over 20 years in the making from Bethesda. Our engineering team has worked closely with them, and both the CPU side and the GPU side, so we're super excited about it. I've personally played the game, and it runs really great, and I think gamers are in for a special treat come September 6th.
Right, that must be one of the biggest perks working for AMD, right? You get to see a lot of the games while you guys are kind of trying to optimize them. Yeah, a little bit earlier, right?
I think my favorite meetings are with the internally anyway, are with the game guys. The guys that go out and get to talk to all the game developers, whether they write code or they're on the business side. Those are my favorite meetings because it's nothing but about games and being able to see those games, talk to them about what's cool about it, what we're doing. When they launch, you know, we get all the secret information way ahead of time, and it's just it's a pretty cool perk being in this job.
Hell yeah. So
I'm quite envious of that, right? I think it's so cool to actually talk to people like you who are passionate about what they do. I think it's one of the best things in the world, and it's so cool to be able to be among like-minded people. Wow, that was a hard one.
Yeah, no, honestly, a little bit of a perk being here on the stage. It's a privilege. So thanks for having us, basically.
Of course.
But I do want to go a little bit more towards the tech side, right? Because I'm wondering, since you've launched plenty of products in your career, I think we got chatting, and you've been with AMD and doing stuff for
7 years now.
7 years now, yeah. That's quite a lot. But has this launch of the new cards here at Gamescom been any different, and how has it been different for you?
Well, I think that's a great question, and I think what we learned today is launching it with gamers is the best way to do it. Sometimes we launch to empty audiences, sometimes we launch just with a video, or maybe just like a mix of an audience, but I'd tell you the atmosphere was electric, and it was cool to hear the reaction live and hear the enthusiasm. And it's exactly who we made the cards for anyway, so why not do that going forward? So it's something that we'll consider heavily because of how cool it was here at Gamescom in 2023.
That's amazing. I was actually talking to some of the other AMD employees in the Benchfest area, and I was talking to them about what they're excited for, what they want us to kind of mention about the new technologies, right? You know, we're doing some interviews. And they said, you know, honestly, the best thing is actually watching gamers use them. And I think that's such a core sentence that perfectly encapsulates basically everybody from the AMD side that I had the pleasure of talking to. It's just all about actually getting in there and creating something that people can enjoy. And I love that so much. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you. By the way, thank you. And I hope that team resonates with every gamer that comes through here because we really want them to have fun with our hardware. And we really want them just to enjoy the games like we do because we're all gamers. And that's the cool thing about AMD is we all care and we're humble and we want to just win appropriately and make great stuff that you want to use.
Yeah, that's awesome. For Azure Blitzcrank lineup, I am a massive fan of that. So let's get in there. I see a mirror with the Blitzcrank and a Rakan on top of that. No, it's a mirror. It's a Thresh Blitzcrank mirror. It's all the hooks going in and out. It's absolutely lovely.
Yeah, maybe we can get that to you guys as well. Thresh with a Blitzcrank mirror matchup, and these guys are going at it one more time.
Oh, the double hook!
Getting a hook in here on that Blitzcrank, but it's not enough. He does escape and survives.
Yeah, it's a bit of a problem with Thresh Blitzcrank in the early game, right? We're starting on level 3. Yes, you have a few items, but honestly, it really seems like most of the players here are opting for the more defensive options. So Thresh and Blitzcrank, they got a lot of shenanigans going for themselves, but ultimately it's not going to be too much damage. So 5, 6 sets of hooks, I think then we're getting into kill range. And as we already talked about, right? You need 2 kills to win a matchup here. It is 1-0 up at the moment here for Team Norway. And Maxime and his crowdsourced friend here are looking to come back.
They are. We're going to see if it is going to be possible for them, but the hook comes in on the side of No Way For You. Hooks back, gets him in there, and these guys are going lower and lower, Lithy.
Great Lantern there to peel some of the damage from the red team Thresh. And that's the big issue with this ARAM. If you're pushing too hard, you push underneath the enemy turret, and then there's a Blitzcrank who would love to have a one-on-one with you. But the next hook is coming through. The Flay follow-up. The exhaust is on it as well, and the Aftershock not going to help him. Down goes the Blitzcrank. Team Maxime scores the first kill.
Oh, but another hook coming in from the Thresh. Not enough here to do it just yet. But of course, their backs against the wall now. One more death on their team, and it could be all over for them. And we would have an equal once more. I don't think I can handle another 1-1.
I mean, if we're already here on the desk, we gotta get all the matches in we can. So, even out serious, I'm all here for that.
All right, we're gonna get a little bit of healing here, and the crowd is actually chanting them on.
Johnny is biased.
He is.
Yeah. We got to call out our stage host colleague here. That's absolutely not okay.
I think it is.
Sure, yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. They are all healed back up. As far as I can see, the Thresh back there hiding a little bit, but we have everybody to full life. That Thresh on the side of Maxime just a little bit lower, but the hook comes in.
The hook into the knockup. The death sentence follows. Good damage here on the blue team Blitzcrank, but it's not quite coming through. Now the ults are unlocked. The box goes down. So does the Blitzcrank explosion. And the damage is good. It looks like Thresh is going to fall. The Ignite is burning last second. Lantern coming through. And in the meantime, hidden by the overlay, the Blitzcrank died, but the death is underneath the turret. There's a Lantern. The Flay coming out. He makes it out of the turret, but the damage is still there. The box coming through. The slow is insane. Good Flay by Maxime. And look at No Way. How is this guy? What is this guy doing?
Hold up. What's going on in that player camera up there? What are we doing?
Yeah, I think he's trying to find the right angle for his hooks.
Oh, get out! That was so bad.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
He's actually playing like that. This is not a meme. Look at him go, just completely angled up there on that monitor, trying to get anything done here, but it is 1-1. The next death is going to the side who actually wins this 2v2 here on the Howling Abyss at the AMD Gaming Festival, and we'll see if that is going to be Team Maxime or Team No Way For You. First hook actually misses. It's not going to go in, but here comes the knock-up, and they have a hit.
Yep, the exhaust is out. A little bit of summoners left in the tank, but the Blitzcrank is down to 300 HP. The next death is going through, only hitting the Thresh, though. You got to work with a bit more damage. Nice power fist for the knock-up, and he is dropping lower and lower and lower. 100 HP. Press the attack. Coming through. One more, and it is sealed.
Team Maxime actually making it back here.
Not quite. It is actually Team Norway
getting
the win. We got hard debated by the player cams, and it is the 2-0 sweep. Maybe we're doing this in a best of 5, but in a best of 3, this would be it.
I think that might be it. We're going to see, of course, all of the people that play here on stage do get a little bit of giveaways. They do get a little bit of swag. And we'll see what these guys walk away with thus far. We have some plushies going out, but I think that's not going to be just it.
No, I mean, that's some pretty cool stuff. That's some really cool stuff.
Yeah, they're getting a full merch bag.
Oh, why am I even sitting here? I need to be on the stage there.
Can join Scott here, who's lining up to be their AD carry, but that's not going to be all just yet. Of course, this is the WD Black segment that we're running here, so they're going to get equipped with some nice new storage solutions.
Oh my god, that's a sick M2 SSD. Recently got one for myself. Absolutely incredible to have. Like, put your operating system on it. Put your Windows, Linux, whatever you're running. Put that on this M2 SSD. It's fast as hell. Absolutely amazing. I'm jealous of this guy.
Yeah, I think actually, I think most gamers that I know are running at least one of the WD Blacks. So we'll see if more people can walk away with one today, or if that is going to be all from our main stage. And then we'll see, of course, there's more later on. And I'm quite excited for the Fortnite match later.
Yeah. Will be my first time casting Fortnite. I'm very excited for that, so it's going to be a good time. I've heard it's actually going to be a, so to say, custom lobby, and all the players at home watching can join that as well next to the people playing on stage here. So if that's actually going to pull through, this is going to be one hell of a matchup.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. It's going to be no build as well, so we'll have ourselves a little bit of new style Fortnite where it's not all about building, but rather getting those kills in.
How do you feel about the no build mode coming in and kind of starting to become a little bit more of the default? I know you play a little bit of Fortnite, right?
I do, exposing me like that, but I do play a little bit of Fortnite, and I actually really love that it came out. So we are saying goodbye to Maxime and No Way right now, and are going to get that next segment set up. And I think with the no build coming out, more and more people are actually venturing back or venturing to Fortnite for the first time and checking it out, because that build was always what set Fortnite apart from other FPS.
Yes.
But it's also quite hard to do. If you ever watched a professional Fortnite gameplay video, these people can build castles within seconds.
I love all the fan animated stuff and the meme videos of you just poke them or you just spot them and immediately they're like full castle.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's gonna be hype as hell, I think. So I think are we chilling a little bit? Are we taking a quick break before?
I think we are taking a quick break. We will be back, of course, in just a little bit. We have a trailer for you. And if you've missed what's been going on, we have a lot of announcement coming on later today. We have some more people from AMD that we are going to chat to, and more news for you. So stay tuned, and we're going to see you in just a little bit.
Meet Ally, a brand new Windows gaming handheld from ROG. Powered by an AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme processor, the ROG Ally puts the latest AAA games in the palm of your hand. A full HD 120Hz display lets beautiful graphics take center stage, even outdoors. ROG Ally. All your games, anytime, anywhere.
All right, chat, here we go.
Game face on. I got the game on stash on lock. Dedication to them, dog. Back tools grinding on the concrete. I will show them that me run the block. Run them, all the boss. See them times I run to my boss. See them times I beg them for favors when I know get the food from my pot. Table don't turn. With the back friend, but the bridge don't burn. Game face on. Game face on. They're really on.
Let's go, baby. Y'all know what it is.
Welcome back to the Gaming Festival here in Cologne, Germany. And this time, it's not only Lithy and me, but we actually have a guest here. Frank, it's so nice to have you with us. Of course, Lithy already had the pleasure to talk to you, but I want to get it out of the way first. How's it been here to be at Gamescom?
It's amazing. Honestly, this is one of the biggest events I've ever been a part of. That walking out on that stage with so many people out there was pretty nerve-wracking. I walked out on a lot of stages, but this is probably the biggest stage I've ever walked out on. So it's very exciting. It's just the crowd's incredible. I love coming to gaming shows. Reminds us why we do this. You know, there's tough days sometimes, but when you come out here and you see the energy and the passion, and this is why we got into this industry and this business in the first place, it really it inspires you.
And the crowd is so loud, right?
Yeah, clearly
I saw you from here. I was watching. I was like, wow.
A couple AMD fans in the crowd. I think you can hear them.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I was almost sad we didn't have kind of earplugs, so to say, but it was fantastic.
I could barely hear you on the stage. People were speaking so loud. Yeah, I was worried.
Yeah, I had the luxury of an earpiece, so I had the audio a little bit. That made it very much easier, but it's really loud in here. That really doesn't get across very well. But I think I want to just straight follow it up with more software questions for you, because I'm kind of wondering what new software feature you were most excited about sharing it with the people.
Well, I think traditionally we've always thought about getting performance improvements out of graphics as having to upgrade your graphics card or having to spend more money to get 25% or 50% more performance. And with what we've been able to do with the Adrenalin software and with Radeon Super Resolution and HyperRX now, and what we just announced here with AMD Fluid Motion Frames, we're delivering like 50%, even 100% more performance for gamers without it costing them any incremental money, if you will. And I think it's the first time in a long time, if ever, that drastic of a performance improvement has been possible via just software. And that to me it's a remarkable time. It's a really exciting time.
Yeah.
And the way that we're making it accessible to so many people instead of just limiting it to the few that can afford to buy the latest graphics card, for example, I think that's really cool what AMD's doing.
Yeah, it's incredible. The AMD engineers really knocked it out of the park there. But a little follow-up question towards that. Like, how long does it take for an idea like that from having the idea to actually promoting and announcing it at Gamescom? How long does that take?
It depends on the complexity of the idea.
Yeah.
Obviously, with HyperRX, we announced that back in November at the RDNA 3 launch. We thought we would have already launched it by the first half of the year, and it took us a little bit longer to get it to work the way we wanted it to work. So, you know, sometimes maybe 8 to 9 months, sometimes a little bit longer, but in general, you know, we're trying to plan things out years in advance, but, you know, this stuff is hard. This stuff is really, really hard. And things like FSR, for example, you know, really honestly, it's very simple, not simple, but it's a lot less hard to get an upscaling technology to work on one generation of technology, one generation of graphics cards.
Yeah.
So people sometimes come to us and say, well, why are you taking so long with FSR2 or FSR3? Because we're trying to bring it to as many gamers as possible, to as many devices of hardware as possible out there.
Yeah.
So just imagine all the variances of not just our hardware and our prior generations, but our competitors' hardware, the consoles, and so on. That's a lot of complexity, and that complexity takes time for the engineers to debug, to validate against, and to make sure that when they push a technology like that out there, that it's going to be a good, reliable piece of technology.
Oh yeah, debugging is always a great time.
Like, yeah, you know a little bit about that.
Yeah, a little bit of something.
Follow-up question on that. Now, with software being able to deliver upgrades like that, even to the older graphics cards, Do you think we will see more solutions like that? Of course, sometimes you can't avoid a hardware upgrade, right? I'm not living in a magical world where it's like that, but do you think that's a field where there is much more to discover just yet?
It is, you know, like FSR3, for example, it's generating frames, right? It's interpolating between a real frame and a real frame, and it's generating kind of an interpolated frame. That requires some horsepower. It requires some graphics processing. So what you're going to see is that it's going to run really well on newer graphics cards, maybe one generation old graphics cards. We're not going to restrict it to run on anything by any means, but you're not going to get as much of an improvement on slower and much older generation graphics cards because all that horsepower kind of needs to be used to render the real frames. There's kind of not much extra to render or to interpolate the frames in between. So the software features are going to get more and more advanced, but there's only so much we're going to be able to get out of much older or much slower hardware. And I think that's what you're going to see moving forward over time.
Awesome.
And does this kind of open a lid to new advancements in just graphics software advances in the future? Now that the engineers kind of cracked this massive riddle, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that we put as much effort into planning and designing and engineering our software and now our software features as we do in the hardware. They're very different teams, of course, but I mean, AMD has over 2,000 software engineers that are working, not exclusively on this, but in software in general. And it's a big commitment for us because there's huge competitive advantages to have, and there's huge advantages for gamers to have. So, you know, we tend to think of, oh, these companies are in a hardware race, and that was probably for the last 20 years the case. But now it's truly a hardware and a software race. The two are in parallel, and we're all constantly trying to one-up one another and beat one another. And I think today, with what we showed with AMD Fluid Motion Frames, I think we're on top, in my opinion. I think that's pretty revolutionary, if you ask me.
I actually, just jumping in there, I actually have a very important cue card that I've been given, and it's that one. So yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's super, super cool to see. When you were up there and you were saying, you know, you were showing it off, and then you said it's also available to the older models. I think that had a lot of crowd reactions, and people were really excited about that. So would you say, in comparison to other releases that you had, this was kind of special?
I would say, look, I think if you look at AMD's history, especially with the things we've done with Radeon and FSR and GPU Open and things, FreeSync, for example, you know, our strategy and our philosophy is trying to put the gamer first anywhere and everywhere we possibly can. How do we bring these technologies and make them available to as many gamers as possible? It's not always possible to do it, and sometimes people get frustrated and they say, why can't it support this generation or that generation? And there's a lot of different reasons why. Sometimes it's compatibility, sometimes it's the amount of performance, sometimes it's the amount of resources we ourselves have internally. And it's always a balance as to trying to figure all of that out. But I think with what we've accomplished with FSR3, it's bringing frame generation to, you know, I think a much broader set of gamers than anybody expected, and than any one of our competitors has been able to do. Our competitors have, you know, maybe chosen or technically only been able to solve for bringing that technology to their latest generation graphics cards, and sometimes it's worth the wait. And that's what I think we proved today, is it's worth waiting a little longer for a technology like FSR3 to come out and to work on such a broad set of devices, because it's not only good for the gamer, it's also good for game developers. And that's why you're seeing the kind of support that we showed today on the stage. We're already announcing 12 games, and we showed, I think it was 15 game developers that were signed up to FSR3. If you're a game developer and you want to take advantage of frame generation, do you want to spend all those development resources, which are always very precious, on building frame generation for a small segment of customers, or do you want to do it for FSR3 that also works on that small segment, but also works on a much broader set of customers? And now your development effort to bring that technology to your game can appeal to so many more gamers out there. And that's I think the key value proposition of what we've done with FSR 1, 2, and now 3.
Yeah.
And I think the audience really understood that, and it's kind of magical.
Yeah, I think, quite honestly, especially we as gamers can kind of attest to that. We really don't mind waiting a little bit longer if the quality kind of really delivers once it actually comes out, right? So, and this is, I think, a perfect example of it.
Yeah, agreed. And, you know, like I said, it takes a little bit longer, but I think what we've done up to now is we've continued to not just answer the competition, but we've done it in a more compelling way. We did it with FSR 2, or 1, 2, now 3. And then what we've done with HyperRX and AMD Fluid Motion Frames integrating into HyperRX, I mean, I think it's definitely a more gamer-centric set of decisions and a more game industry-centric set of decisions that we're making. But it's not brand new. We did it with FreeSync. We've been doing it for a long time now. So there's a history of this track record. And I think that's why AMD has such a rabid fan base, is they understand what we're doing and why we do it, and they appreciate us for it.
Yeah,
now,
absolutely.
Frank, you've been talking a lot about gaming and gaming-centric. Tell me a little bit about what you play. We just had Scott here. He admitted to us that he's actually a little bit toxic in League of Legends, spamming laugh
Did he admit
emojis.
to you that he watches League of Legends all day while he's on conference calls?
He did not.
Maybe I shouldn't reveal that, but yeah, that's a real fact.
A man after my own heart, yes.
We'll be on a call, and all of a sudden you're on a call with Scott, and he'll be like, oh, and you're like, what happened? What did I do? I'm sorry. He's like, no, so-and-so did this and that. We're like, are you seriously watching League of Legends right now?
I love that.
Yeah, he's hardcore. He's really hardcore.
So what do you play?
I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it. I'm going to get a ton of crap for this. But
you can lie. I'll allow it.
No, I'm not going to lie. The hours are there, and some of my friends in the industry can attest to it because they see me online often at night. But I'm a big Overwatch player. I know it's a very controversial game for a lot of reasons, and I'm not going to deny or approve or accept any of those criticisms. But I have a lot of time invested in it, and my kids and I play together as well. And I have
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
I got them the game originally when you had to buy it, Overwatch 1, because I'm like, all right, I got this whole figured out. I'm going to be a tank, and I'm going to have 2 dedicated healers, and I'm going to be invincible in the game. I just need a mercy. I just need a mercy, and I need, a Moira or something next to me the entire time. And I was playing Orisa at the time when she came out, and then originally my first character was Diva. I got the whole plan figured out. I got them the game. None of them want to play healers. They all want to be DPS. And
I mean, gotta shoot stuff.
So now I'm like, we can't all be DPS, guys. So now, guess who ends up being the healer? I'm the healer because they're my kids. I gotta protect them.
Right. Awesome.
So Moira's my main now, and I like that she's both offensive and defensive. Sometimes I play with Mercy, and then occasionally I'll play with I don't even know how to pronounce it, Torbjorn or something like that, because I suck at aiming. So at least I've got the sentry to kind of do some of my dirty work for me, and then my crappy aiming skills can kind of somewhat compensate for that when they're distracted trying to kill the sentry.
All right, the next time I'm sitting in hot soup in game, I'm calling you.
Yeah, you can rely on me for support. I used to play PUBG a few years ago, and a group of us used to play. And again, I stink at aiming. I'm not a good DPS type player. So I invented the support role in PUBG, where I would just hide with medkits, and as my guys, as my players would get shot, I'd just be there crawling to them and heal them. So it was interesting.
I think that's a valid
know your role. You got to know your role.
More of those.
Absolutely.
Know your role.
No, I'm on board with Overwatch. Like, for all the problems the game has and controversies around it, doesn't really matter, right? It's still so much fun.
It's just fun. It loads up quickly. You can get into a game quickly.
Yeah.
I have no learning curve, and for me to invest in a learning curve in a game, and then to discover that maybe the game is not something I want to spend more time in, that's really disappointing for me because I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
So that's a game where I get what I need out of it. I like FPS games, and just jump in, play for 30 minutes or an hour, jump out, feel either good or horrible about myself depending how I perform, and then that's it.
Yeah, imagine picking up StarCraft 2 at you're 37 now, right? it's a task and a half.
Well, I mean, like Starfield. I'm gonna play Starfield, and I'm not a big RPG player, but the game looks really great, and it's a lot of fun, and the team that's been playing it internally, everybody has great things to say about it, so I'm like, all right, this is going to be worth the investment in the learning curve, and it's a pretty decent learning curve. So I'll probably jump into that, and then City Skyline 2, I've been waiting. I think it was at Gamescom when they first announced it, maybe 4 years ago, if I remember correctly. And when I saw that, I got super excited. So I like simulators as well, so I'll play City Skyline 2, hopefully. I don't know where I'm going to find the time for all this stuff, though. I really have no idea.
Now that we're getting set up there on the main stage for the next segment, which is going to be a Fortnite game. Have you ever played Fortnite?
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, my kids are hardcore Fortnite players, so occasionally I'll go in support role. Again, always.
Nice.
Got all the med kits, got all the shield kits. They get knocked down, and all they do is say, Dad, come save me. Go get my reboot card. Okay. And I'm the dumb one there that, I'm running around.
You get them saved. That's really good.
That's what you're supposed to do as a parent, I guess. So, yeah, I'm doing my job.
I think you're doing great.
It's so funny because I was doing some floor interviews earlier today, and obviously there's a lot of very young gamers here as well, and I went up to some of them, and of course I've asked their parents for allowance to do the interview, and there was a boy, really small, 5 or 6 years old, and I asked him what's your favorite game? He goes, Fortnite. That's so cute.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. So sometimes my kids' friends will play with us. We'll do a group match, 4 of us or something, or they'll come over to the house, and we have a little LAN center set up for them. And I'll play with them.
That's so cool. I'm envious.
I mean, I'm a computer nerd, so of course. So they'll play, and they'll be like, your dad's really good, and I'm not good. But for an old guy, they're like, old people don't play this well. I'm like, guys, I've been playing games for a long time. I may not be good to compete against or play at the level that my kids do, but I can hold my weight. I'm not bad.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's so cool.
Yeah, there's going to be some
that.
competitive gamers out there going to be like, we're going to prove him wrong, and they're going to find me online. That's okay. I'm not pretending to be great. I'm just holding my own weight. That's it.
It's okay to just chill in unranked lobbies the whole time. That's what I do.
Oh, no, I don't play ranked.
Yeah, neither do I.
No way. I'm trying to have fun. I'm not trying. Yeah, there's plenty of competition already in my life. I don't need competition when I'm playing video games anymore. I get all of that out between, work hours.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You've got to have a little bit of work-life balance.
Gaming for me is recreation, yeah.
Anything you want to say to people watching?
Just thank you for being so interested in what we're doing here at AMD. We're really trying hard to give gamers a choice in CPUs and GPUs. And, people like Scott and I get to come here to these events and represent the work that so many people back at headquarters and at our offices around the world are working so hard to do. The teams that work on our graphics chips, our graphics cards, on our everything, the operations to make those graphics cards and the supply chains possible. All the teams, the engineers and the product managers that work on our software. There's so many people. There's so many just geniuses, really, that are behind all of this incredible work. And I just want to thank them for everything that they do. We get to come here. We get to represent their work. A lot of people give us the credit for it, and the truth is they deserve 99.9% of the credit. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody back at AMD. Thank you so much for what you do. Thank you to our incredible leadership team for trusting us and doing this crazy stuff and letting us come out here and have a little bit of fun in the process. But hopefully the gamers are appreciating our efforts. They see the progress. They see that we put a lot of hard work and sweat and tears into this, and may it continue.
Thank you so much. Lovely words. I actually met a lot of the AMD people, and it's been nothing but great. So, yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right, I think we are starting our games in just a little bit. Now, remember, this is a Fortnite map, so we actually can have people from online join us here. We'll see how it goes, but first, of course, there's some more goodies, it seems like.
I mean, there's always goodies here at the AMD
If
stage.
you see how many goodies there are behind that stage, I'm like, are you guys going to have enough time to give all this stuff away? They're like, don't worry about it. We'll give it all away. I'm like, there's a lot of, there's got to be.
You know, we're still here as well, Frank.
There's probably hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stuff back there. It's unbelievable. Graphics cards stacked all over the place. There's a ton of stuff back there.
Yeah, I was trying to squeeze past them to get to my backpack earlier. It's tightly packed there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I saw you and Scott throwing T-shirts nonstop.
Well, there's so many. There's a box full of T-shirts. We're like, there's only like 3 hours left, and we're like, can we pass some out? They're like, yeah, and there's a whole other box that we haven't even opened yet.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so there's a lot of shirts to go around. So if you're here, if you're at Gamescom and you don't have an AMD shirt yet, get over here before we shut down. You can probably get one.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a good call. You can probably also get some other goodies because they won't stop giving them out. There's so much, and it's so cool to see how many people are actually walking away with like one of these cards and like a big smile on their face.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Like, I mean, to be able to come to an event like this and to be surrounded with so many like-minded people that do this for competition, they do it for their passion, they do it for recreation, they do it for the love of the hobby. I mean, it's surreal. I've been in the gaming industry now for 25 years, and I was joking with some of my colleagues that this used to be referred to as a niche. That, oh yeah, you're in that niche of gaming, and people used to say to me, so you're in slot machines? So you're casino gaming? And no, there's this whole video gaming. Oh, we've heard of that. Yeah, like Atari and Nintendo. I'm like, oh god. Yeah. And now you come here, and there's hundreds of thousands of people, and gaming has gone mainstream, and there's so many people behind gaming too, like in the industry, working in it, developing games, designing games, and designing and developing. It's surreal. Sometimes I'm like, is this a dream or not? It's unbelievable how big this has become and how awesome it's become and how passionate people are. So I still love this. I love coming to these events. Like I said, it reminds you of why you got into gaming, and this has surpassed all of our expectations, I would say.
I got nothing else to say. That is absolutely on point.
For an old guy like me, you know, you guys can't relate, but yeah, for an old guy like me, it's pretty amazing to see how far this has come.
I wish I was as young as you're crediting me for, but yeah.
All right, Frank, I think we have to say goodbye to you. It was so nice to talk to you.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see how the main stage continues. I think they're setting up with some more gear right now, of course. And yeah, we'll hear more from you in the future, I suppose.
Hopefully. If you'll have me back, we'll see.
We'll always have you back. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
It's been a pleasure.
Bye.
So yeah, that was Frank for you. And we will get started into the games, I think, in just a little bit. We have the logos already back there. You can see them. The guys are setting up. It's a lot of T-shirt guns,
Someone brought a T-shirt cannon. I think that's the big holdup right now because you're going to...
They're really powerful, too. Have you seen how far they shoot?
Yeah, you can adjust. I held that thing earlier. You can adjust it with like a little lever, and depending on how much air you pump into it, the further the thing shoots. I wanna say they could shoot us with it. I mean, I wouldn't mind a free T-shirt, you know.
But if they shoot us from back there, this is. I don't know if you can tell, but there is a lot of people in between us. It's a giant field all the way to that. Do you know how big
like easily
these screens
50, 60
are?
meters, right?
More. It's, if they can shoot that far, I'm actually a little bit scared now, but we will see as everything is getting up for that Fortnite match here. And you never played Fortnite, right?
I have not touched Fortnite. I am watching it occasionally. Some of my friends stream Fortnite sometimes. So I get my time and my impressions in. I mean, there's enough clips out there in the world that you get faced up with Fortnite sooner or later. And I mean, you've got to keep an eye on all the insane highlights they've been pulling out of the hat recently, right? So.
For sure. There's raptors right now that you can actually ride.
What, really?
Yeah, so there's little eggs, you can hatch them, and then you can ride those raptors, but we are going to go into the game here. It is a normal Battle Royale mode, and we're going to see how it goes. Seem to have 10 players in here, and of course it's a German overlay, but you're going to recognize the battle bus, I assume.
What? German overlay? Who plays their games in German?
Actually, Fortnite is so funny to be played in German because they have a lot of really ridiculous words, but we are in here on board with our first player, and we're going to go down in the Greeky compound.
Oh, yeah. Looking for some chill looting in an ideal case. As with all Battle Royales, you want to roughly check where other people are going. You want to make sure you're all by yourself while you're looting and not getting shotgunned around the second door you open.
No, you got this wrong. You actually have to go into the big city, and then you just shoot whoever you find with the first weapon you get and get those kills in. It's all about the KDA.
You're a hot zone dropper?
I actually like both versions.
Okay.
When I first started out playing FPS like this, or Battle Royales, I always would go to like the very far corners and just hide forever until I couldn't anymore. So I would already eliminate some of the players by default, but recently I've been enjoying a little bit of a hot drop.
Yeah, no, I can get on board with that. I like the fast action. I usually just die instantly, so that's okay. But yeah. Also, I think we're getting a little bit of a initial round of loot in. I see some pistols, I see some snipers, some shotguns. We're kicking off slowly but surely. Oh,
First
look at the
zone coming
map.
in.
And top right, here as well in the Greek compound, we might get a little bit of a duel.
Yeah, first players close to each other. Got that grenade come in.
Oh, big gun pickup. That's going to be important. Nice rarity here as well. The shot's not quite landing. Adjusting the spray.
Got to work on that aim. It's not all about pray and spray, but of course, with these weapons just gray and green, you're not going to have the greatest time. No shotgun available right now, but it is going to be a kill. First player down.
Man, that was a clean up here. And another one down. Neo picking that one up for himself. Very well done.
Yeah, we're going in at fast pace. I like it. And if you're looking at the minimap in the bottom right, you can actually see there's much more players here in this area, quite close to each other. So we'll see if they actually are going to meet. They're right in the middle of this storm. So maybe, just maybe, they're just going to stay here and will eventually run into each other.
Yeah, I saw there were a couple of people close to the pinata on the map as well. So, gold bars.
Gotta have a little bit of gold if you want to buy something at any of these vendors, but usually it's not going to be your most priority. We'll see. They're getting closer here on that mini-map, but we seem to be escaping. Possibly there is a shot coming in, but it's just a shield that has been popped.
And you got to keep in mind, right, we're playing no build, so no hiding in your instant pop-up castles once you're getting shot at. So got to be careful with that. On the left-hand side, you can see it on the mini-map. Number 4 has a good angle here to set this up and maybe get a pick.
Yeah, got to be careful. There's another marker right behind you, so you do not want to end up in a crossfire here. Is also getting shot at exactly by that person. Blue is up high, and that's a great spot to be in here in this game. A little bit of height advantage. Never scared no one.
Exactly. And sometimes they just tell you that it's over, Anakin.
Come on. Oh, the shots are still coming. Another time the shields have gone down. Maybe the zip line is going to be helpful as you can now hide in this building here, but Blue's onto him.
Yeah. You're not hiding from Blue, at least in this moment. No really interesting loot in here because, I mean, this is the garage we already were in just a moment ago. Not too much to find here. Maybe some shots back could help out. Oh, that's a sniper. That's big.
You can see them here. Ooh, got a nice little sniping weapon here.
Whoa.
Headshot down it goes. And that's actually a kill for 4, taking down Blue.
Just better. Flat out better. More than enough opportunities here to take them down, and they just miss all the shots. That's what you get for it.
Only 4 players remaining here, and remember, it is about the KDA, so we're going to see how many of them can actually get maybe 2 kills or even 3 in. Right now, most of the players seem to be on exactly 1, but that is going to change eventually.
I mean, it's going to come down to the wire rather sooner than later, as the zone is getting smaller and smaller. Was that Gojo I just saw?
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool skins in this game. I'm not sure, there was somebody building as well? What was that all about? We were informed there was no build, but maybe we changed it? I don't know. I don't know what's going on in this game anymore, but we are down to our top 4, and the new zone should be coming in just a little bit. Have a little bit more shields here, weapons looking good. Of course, you'd like to have some purples or even a legendary, but it's not going to come around just yet.
Yeah, some nice upgrades, always good to jump into the fights with that. And I mean, our friend Gojo is just chilling. I might be role-playing a little bit here, and quite honestly, that's pretty on point.
Sometimes you just gotta stand around.
Yeah, just gotta chill.
If you're in the safe zone and you're happy with your loot, why not? Honestly, just
it honestly
merge.
would be really damn funny if Gojo actually wins just by doing nothing.
I don't think that's how it works. I think you have to actually kill someone to have a good KDA, but that's just maybe me.
Ah, who cares about KDAs? It's all about the wins. Was that the fall damage? Oh no! 5 is out!
Come on now. We can't
Whoopsie.
die to fall damage, but we are in a little bit of a face-off here between the white player and the red player. They're onto each other, a little bit of fall damage coming through here as well, but they're right next to each other, and we might see them go at in just a little bit.
Yeah, you know what you say about Aphelios in League. Red and white don't fight, but I don't think that's going to hold true here. Red still on the search. And white just found the upgrade.
There.
Oh, from up top. That's not a good position to be in. Down to 77 HP left. The melee disrespected. Sent home. Oh my God.
Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. There were a lot of shots that came in earlier. No shields available, and that last devastating blow done with the pickaxe. That's how you do it in style, man.
Yeah, shotgun to the face. I heard that is not good for your health, usually at least.
I think so, yeah. So we'll see how we move on here. We're back with 4.
Yep.
4 actually having a pretty good run thus far, but would like another kill.
1 kill and another minute 30. Looks like they're targeting up the pinata on the map here now. That could be an interesting pickup.
Yeah, there's interesting items this time around. I'm not sure if we're playing in a special mode or if it's just going to be the same that you have in the life season, but it seems like the alpaca is already gone.
Maybe a little bit further behind it. So walk me through this pinata or the alpaca a little bit. What's up with that?
So it actually changes per season. Usually there's lots of gold, ammunition, and resources in there. But when you eventually kill it, you also get a big amount of loot, special weapons. This time around, there's usually like an item that gives you a bluish cloud. So I don't know if it's that one here or if we actually have a different mode running, but usually quite good to even just get a little bit of hits out to get those resources dropped.
Yeah, and I mean, having a blue cloud can get a little bit foggy on the aim for the enemies. I love how you were pinching your eyes because you knew something stupid was coming. It's hilarious.
You know, I've worked with you long enough to expect those kind of scenarios, but
You're
we
welcome.
are getting closer here. The Eye of the Storm is going to go down in 3 seconds, and then some of the players that are still in the outer rings actually have to move in. You can see it here. It is going to zone in now, and we'll see who actually makes it out alive. You always want to pick up those shield pots. They're so good to have. If you get shot from anywhere, gotta stack up on those shields.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure with the zip lines by now, red on the minimap just over the hill at the other compound will have noticed white being in the area to an extent at the very least. So we might be in for a little bit of a hot shootout. And look at Gojo on the prowl.
Gotta run down from this zone here. And Rat actually is in the zone. We just saw it there for a couple of seconds. But so is Neo. We're going to walk into the zone, make sure we're safe. No! A little bit of a walk, and this fall damage hurt too much.
Oh, no! It's all over for 4. That is tragic. That's tragic.
Is there something going on where players are getting eliminated willfully?
Do you think the stage host is sabotaging them, just walking up to the PC and is like, yo, you gotta die to fall damage now?
I'm not
So
sure
you gotta
if
eliminate
we're
it to fall damage.
sabotaging them, but that's the second player dying to a full run of fall damage. Maybe they don't know?
Well,
But that's what I meant earlier. I don't think we're playing no build.
No, it's Gojo. We don't question it. Gojo can do a lot of things.
All right.
And
We'll see. There's 3 more players, and we do have our next Eye of the Storm spawning. That means the space is running out, Liffy. We are going to get closer and closer, and there is one more player in the race, at least, that has 1 kill.
Yeah, number one doing pretty well for themselves so far. But I gotta be honest, like, if I'm seeing the snow landscape like that...
It's so pretty, isn't it?
A, it's pretty, and B, it's way too warm here.
That's a Gamescom special for you.
Yep.
To be honest, it's always very warm here, but there are so many people, so it does make sense that that is the case. Really good spot here for White. We'll see how it goes. Can they actually take down one more player or not? Actually, I don't think there's anyone close, but they're getting so loud.
Oh, Red is coming close.
Oh, there we are, sniping someone that's gliding down right now, but all of the shots are missing.
Yeah, number one trying to get some shots in, but it's not really working out. The build's coming through as well. Ooh, just in time, bringing up the steel wall here for the bungalow, but it's not going to be enough. Trying to walk over the zip line, launches them up, and another wall pops, working their way closer and closer. But quite honestly, White is holding quite the brutal bastion to claim here.
Did we allow Frank to actually join them? This person's aim is something, man.
Yep. And now we're close at the door. Shotguns at the ready. The first damage is in.
Yeah, let's go. We're in here, but there's a lot of walls separating players. Lots of damage going out. Shields are pop. HP down to half. Is that going to be all? Or are we going to be able to survive here? There's a little bit of a tactical dance-off coming in between those two players, just flexing on each other. But of course, with the edits, you can have these little short moments to allow you to maybe get a shot in. But this time around, it didn't work in player one's favor. We're going to get a little bit of our shields back. It's just 25, but maybe it's enough. Maybe this can be the reason to survive, but it's not going to be the case. 2 players remain alive.
Shot through the heart, and they're out of the game. Nicely played there by their opponent. Really nice micromanaging on the dropping the walls whenever it was possible. So for now, we're back at Gojo, and didn't I tell you? Gojo might win the whole thing.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. 2 players here remaining. The zone gets closer and closer, and we have to have some resources, of course, to make sure we can actually build. We're capturing the flag. That's going to give us a little bit of resources as well. Should be nice, just harvesting around, making sure you have those stones, you have that set up here.
Rock solid move.
Can get out. Can build a little bit of a fortress for yourself is what I was trying to say, but Red is actually coming closer and closer here. If you watch the mini-map, I don't think we have an idea that they're here.
It looks like we're just chilling. Oh, the shots are coming through. Lots of damage, down to 50%. And that's not a good look for 30. Trying to regen some health. Get safe first in this little build here. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to heal up a little bit of that juice is going to help you, of course, get those shields. The small ones are easy and quick to pop, but we're so close. Both of these players are fighting it out. Lots of building being done here to try and avoid the extra damage, but that is going to be it. We do have a winner, and it is going to be AMD 30, and I'm just looking over to see who that actually is.
An absolute champ at Fortnite at the very least. Victory Royale. I told you Gojo was going to take it, but that was a nice aggressive move, just bulldozing through those walls, spraying them down. Well done.
Yeah, and you know, with those AMD PCs, you're actually going to have a butter smooth experience with everything that's going on here, so very cool to see.
Hell yeah. Lots of frames, all that you could ever want for Fortnite, so hell yeah.
Yeah. Quite excited. I'm not sure if we're going to do another round or if that is going to be it, but of course there's more goodies on the line for the crowd that's behind us.
Yeah.
Never going to run out of those, I can assure you. And while we're getting set up for the next game, I think we are going to take just a short break, and we'll see you in just a little bit.
Meet Ally, a brand new Windows gaming handheld from ROG. Powered by an AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme processor, the ROG Ally puts the latest AAA games in the palm of your hand. A full HD 120Hz display lets beautiful graphics take center stage, even outdoors. ROG Ally. All your games, anytime, anywhere.
All right, chat, here we go.
Game face on. Got the game on smash on lock. Dedication, prepare for the lock. Back and toes grinding on the concrete. I go show them that me run the block. Run them, up and boss. See them times I run to my boss. See them times I beg them for favors when I know get the food from my pot. Table don't turn, with the back friend, but the bridge don't burn. Game face on. Game face on. They really on.
Let's go, baby. Y'all know what it is.
Welcome back to the AMD Gaming Festival here in Cologne. My name is Makes, and this time I'm not only joined by Lizzie, but we actually have Marissa here with us. And not only did she come here to talk to us, but you actually bringing gifts.
I did bring gifts. So this is the Framework Laptop 16. I work for Framework. We make modular, customizable, upgradable laptops that are made to last longer through the test of time, but also just really durable materials that are better for the environment.
That is so cool. I am incredibly impressed and super intrigued by what's going on here. So many people back at home, I'm quite sure, have also been waiting for this segment here. Tell me a little bit about it when you say this is modular. I can already see some of the keyboard parts, but what else is going on here?
Yeah, so this is our new laptop. This is the Framework Laptop 16, our 16-inch. We started with a 13-inch, which is more of an everyday productivity laptop. But this is our high-performance, laptop that's made for gamers, for content creators, for people who need that graphics boost. There's a bunch of different modular systems. So if we start looking at the input deck right here, you can see that there is a RGB keyboard right in the middle, and we have 2 spacers left and right. This is all removable, so we can actually swap these input modules, hot swap them while it's running.
While it's running.
So I'll try to do this for the camera, but you can actually take this bottom row right off.
Wow,
That's
easy.
impressive.
So cool.
Magnet attached. I'll let you hold that. And you can put in, so we have 12 different languages. We also have this clear keyboard for people that want, the most intense RGB. So you can put it in the middle like that, but the big thing is that you can actually add either a macro pad or a numpad. So when we were creating the 16-inch, we asked everybody, do you like numpads? And famously, people said 50% yes, 50% no. They either despised it or they needed it. So all you have to do is kind of magnet attach. We have a macro pad and a numpad here. So we'll go with macro pad.
Looks nicer together, so I understand.
Yes.
And it's so quick. Wow.
That's insane. That's basically like unplugging your keyboard and plugging it back in.
And you can also decide if you want that mouse pad to be central or a little bit to the side.
Yeah, exactly. So we always put it below the keyboard just so it's more aligned. But yeah, when it has 2 spacers on the sides, it's best to put the touchpad right in the middle. And so we have per key RGB. It's QMK firmware, which means anyone can customize what these buttons do, what the RGB pattern is. It's completely open source. As part of our mission, we've made everything open. It's on GitHub. It's able to access, so you can customize it as much as you want.
I love that.
That's fantastic. Does that mean that also left-handed gamers can just swap their loadout basically on the fly? And
Have the macros on the left side?
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Or WASD on the right side, whatever you're looking for, right?
Yeah, whatever.
Or
you
RBG
want.
or no RBG.
Exactly. So our numpad is white backlit. We have a white backlit for our other keyboards as well. So it's really up to you. And this is an ecosystem we hope to keep developing. So we started with just a good number during our pre-order period, but the goal is to build as many of these modules as people want. And also open all of the designs, which are public online, so that you could create one if you wanted to as well.
Hell yeah.
That is amazing. But you did not only bring keyboard parts, you brought more for us to play with.
Yes.
What's going on here?
Yeah, so this is our graphics module. So this is kind of a huge thing for gamers. I'm sure you're familiar. You buy a gaming laptop, the graphics go out of date, you want something that's new, but you just spent a bunch of money on that laptop. So we've introduced a way to upgrade your graphics and your graphics alone. So if you buy this 16-inch laptop, all you have to do is do a couple just screws that are really easy to access. You slide this piece out right here and slide this one right in, and you're able to add a graphics boost. And then as new graphics come out, we will support these future graphics cards and be able to just swap the graphics card alone, put it right back in, and you're good to go.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah, so there's
That's really cool.
There's a couple more systems as well. So we have the expansion cards right here. You can see that each of them are removed, and I'll show you they're ports. So
Yeah.
you just get to customize 6 ports however you want. We make a bunch of different ports. You can put them on the sides you want. Make it just easy for yourself.
You're saying I can have a headphone jack on my laptop
Yeah.
in 2023?
You can choose it.
Oh my God.
Amazing. I'm actually
That's
more
awesome.
impressed that I could have like 6 USB hubs.
Oh my
I
God!
know.
Don't get me started on having no more USB slots.
You know, when you're traveling and you're like, there's a mouse I want to attach to this. And then
Yes.
as a streamer, of course, you have lots of gear that's USB powered.
Yes. No,
I could have 6 USB hubs.
The expansion cards are incredible too, because I've actually, since being in Germany, needed a kind of a dongle in order to convert some converters into the wall. So I've just been taking these out and putting them in so my USB-A can go into a USB-C. I mean, they're so useful. It's incredible.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
And then if we go for our last system, so the bezel itself is also magnet attached. This is just another way that you can customize so that it completely fits what you're looking for.
That's so cool.
I'm so scared that it's gonna break, but it looks
Yeah.
like it seems just to be so durable.
Yeah, so if you want, you can pick it up You can hold it. You can do whatever you want. It's made to be used. And if you want to kind of do the twist test, you can see that it is extremely durable.
Do you want to do the twist test?
Do it. Do
Oh,
it.
God.
Do it.
It's really
Do
rigid.
I like shut it for the twist test or?
No, just twist.
Do it. Do it.
It's like, that's not. This thing isn't twisting. There's nothing moving. Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, so
that was the scariest thing I've ever done with a laptop.
No, it's like I said, this laptop is supposed to be used. We don't want it to be precious where you have to worry about
Yeah.
it. It's made of like a magnesium alloy base, which allows it to be really light, but again, really rigid.
That's awesome. Yeah, kind of especially the kind of outdated graphics usually have been one of the massive kind of turn-offs for me personally to consider buying a gaming laptop. But if you have a system like this, that's incredible. I love that.
I personally am more happy to hear that there's actually a laptop for a clumsy person like me, where if I break something, I can actually easily replace it. That's so cool.
Yeah, all of our parts are located online and they're easy to purchase. So if you break just your display, I mean, we have a warranty, but for some reason, if something else happens, you can swap out any part yourself. It's just one screwdriver. It's included in the box, and I promise you anyone can do it. It doesn't take someone who's like really experienced. This is easily accessible.
Hell yeah.
It's so fun because so many people enjoy building their own PCs, me among them. And one thing about gaming laptops is that if you want to upgrade something, usually it's a little bit tougher to do something.
If you can do it in the first place.
Yeah, if it's possible. Sometimes it's just not possible straight up. But this is really, really cool technology with kind of customer in mind. So I love that.
Yeah, putting the users first has been how we created each of these systems. It was kind of like, what has stopped people in the past? What have PCs been able to give people for gaming that laptops haven't? I mean, I know one of the loved things about PCs are that you can kind of go in there, swap things out, build them, make them your own, everything you want. And oftentimes laptops are locked down, and they're just like, you open it and you feel like you're not supposed to be in there. And ours is supposed to be totally opened up and just customized to your heart's content. So, yeah, all the parts.
Amazing. Thank you so much for showing that. Can I just hold?
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
want to like
hold
You want to twist it as well?
No, I don't want to twist it, but I just, normally when something is made up by like this many panels, I'd feel scared that it comes apart. You know what I mean?
You want to take them off? You should.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Just take these two switches on the side, left and right, and snap them out.
Okay.
You'll see orange or red.
Yeah.
And then take open hands and just slide them right off.
That's so crazy. It's literally just these tiny plates, and I can just take it out?
Yeah, so just open hands and sliding down. Yep, and then for
it's
those...
still on, by the way. This is freaking me out.
And then you're going to grab those tabs right there, which are meant for you to pull. Pull right up. It's magnetically attached.
Okay, I'm telling you, I did not have any practice with this prior.
Do you want the numpad or do you want the slides?
We're switching it.
Okay.
I'm bringing it back to how Marissa brought it to us.
And then, yeah, you just want to have that top. You're going to kind of make sure that the bottoms are really firmly in there.
Looks good.
I think they're firm.
As we Germans would say, sitzt, passt, wackelt und hat Luft.
Thank you so much. Okay, how do I know which way is up?
So the curled side is down. So
okay,
yep,
yeah, that checks out.
You're going to actually put that on the left side, so we want it to be completely aligned with the keyboard.
All right.
You're going to put it in some tracks, wiggle it a little bit, and then slide it right up.
Yeah, looking good.
Oh, and you can see that it's activated. The keyboard RGB is on.
Oh. Look at me doing things.
You're doing
All
good.
right, one more, and I think... Ooh, I pressed something.
If you're unsure if it's on, you can always slide down a little bit and slide back up. It'll often feel like...
Looks good,
Oh,
though.
there you go.
Looks good.
Let's see. If I got it all, I don't think I have this one. Okay. Okay.
And then you're just going to snap those two together.
Okay.
And you're good to go. You're
all
done.
right, I'll give it back. I'm scared now, but I also feel like I accomplished something.
You did. Look,
Thank
the lights
you
are
so much for this experience.
Good job.
Thank you.
Great job.
So yeah, that's super cool. What's something that maybe you can tell us that you're working to bring to this system or concept in the future?
I mean, we have a bunch of dream ideas for right here. I mean, I would love to have like an e-ink display, some sort of secondary display. We have LED matrix. What's cool about this, so this is our graphics module, like I said. The one that's in there right now is called the expansion-based shell. Right now, that's just a shell, so it's meant to make it as light as possible and as long battery life as possible. But there's an empty space, so this space is empty in the expansion-based shell. And what you could put in there that we're kind of dreaming up is a dual SSD holder. So there's already two SSDs in there.
Oh, yeah.
There's a 2280 and a 2230 spot. You could put both of them in there, but you could also add two more right there. So, I mean, again, like, what do people want? They want more storage. So these are things that you could buy separately. Once you have this device, drop it in there and just kind of increase that functionality.
Yeah, no, once you get going on a system like this, right, you can basically sky's the limit. Maybe swappable CPUs, maybe more storage.
We have swappable CPU. I should have mentioned that.
Oh, there you go.
We brought it up. We got you.
Upgradable everything. I really mean it. As we come out with improved parts, speakers, battery, whatever it is, we provide those so that you can upgrade without buying a new laptop. And yeah, you can upgrade the CPU with our 13-inch laptop. We've already upgraded it a few times. We've shown we're committed. We will support our products as long as we exist, and we want people to buy one thing and have it last a really long time.
That's amazing.
I love that.
Yeah, you gotta kind of have sustainable ideas, and I really, really like this for one. Thank you so much for showing that to us.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for letting me talk about it.
You could always come here and let me dismantle a laptop, Marissa. I'll be honest with you.
Sounds good.
Now, we've been asking the other AMD guys that were here on the desk a little bit about themselves. So if you feel comfortable, tell us a little bit about what you play.
Oh, I mean, I've been playing a bunch of stuff to dog food this unit. I
see Steam installed. That's why I'm kind of like, surely they benchmark some stuff.
The framework team loves to play CSGO. That's like our team bonding activity. But I'm really pumped for Starfield. So that is one of the perks of this laptop, that if you pre-ordered it, you got a free Starfield game code. So I'm like waiting to go home and download my early access. That's like my big thing I'm looking forward to.
Awesome.
That's amazing. You're like beaming.
I know. I mean, I love like space adventure, open world. Like that's totally my thing. So Starfield is like the game I've also. They've said it all over. Like this is the game we've been waiting for. It's the game I've been waiting for.
I really hope it is going to be everything you want it to be and more.
You know, right now it's just dreams. So my dreams can be as big as I want them to be.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. It's been lovely.
Absolutely. Amazing. Amazing.
And yeah, I think we have some more Fortnite we have to get into. So thank you for being with us.
Have to. We are
I want to know more about that. Like, can I take it home?
Okay, yeah, between the laptop and Fortnite, that's a little bit of a harder thing. I'm with you there.
All right, Marissa, thank you so much for spending some time with us. And we're going to hop into Fortnite and see what's going on in there. This time we have a little bit more players in that game.
Oh,
and
boy.
It looks like we're ready to throw some fights out. So here we go, Fortnite in the stream, and 13 players this time.
Indeed, 13 players, lots of action, and hopefully a lot less fall damage deaths. That would be exciting.
Hopefully we now told everybody that fall damage is a thing in Fortnite, and you should not die to it. Maybe the word has gone out yet, and we'll see how they can do it. White actually quite close to purple here. Or is it pink, pink, purple, purple, pink?
I want to be... No, I don't want to be, but I am going to be a smartass, and I'm going to say that's probably magenta.
Oh. Well, magenta and white are about to show off. These guys are super close to each other. There are going to be some shots, but seems like we are trying to do a little bit of an escape artist here and running away, trying to hide. Sometimes that is your best option. If you're not happy with your weapons, if you think the other person has an upper hand, then running will do the job for you.
You know what I want to see in this matchup? Someone 360 no-scoping someone with a sniper.
Okay. And I would like to see a Raptor Lithy. We cannot have all the things that we want.
Thank you for reminding me of the Raptors. I've been farming those in Zul'Gurub for forever, so finally get to see one here. It's great.
Oh, Lord. Back at it with the WoW. But
Wow.
Seems like one player already got out. It's 12 players now remaining.
No, don't know what exactly happened there, but they got taken down. Brutal, savage, wrecked.
Unfortunate, as we say, but of course the other 12 are still fighting here, and you can see on the stage people are just crowding up. They're so excited to see like all of the screens. They're walking around.
Makes. Dave died to fall damage. No.
Is there like an out where if they die to fall damage, they actually get some swag? I feel like that's going on. Surely that is it.
You know, I'm usually not big on conspiracy theories, but that one I'm subscribing to.
Yeah, I think this is what's going on. You can see that the people in the camera, they're grabbing some stuff and throwing it around. So I think maybe if you sacrifice your character, I think you might be able to give something away here. But as we can see,
kind of worth it.
Now
doing
4 players out. Another fall damage.
What? That is wild. I saw someone with an orange weapon also.
Oh, that's really good.
Oh.
I didn't see what it was, but surely that must be good. There's no fake legendaries, right? Legendaries aren't always great. Sometimes it's orange and you're like, well, this is not the best. So we'll see what they have equipped once they ever come back here. But 9 players remain, and it looks like Magenta is still looking for white.
What was the new line? Aurora echoes?
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
We're definitely not doing that. Unless there's a Raptor, then we can talk about Raptor Roars. For the moment, 32. Kind of moving parallel here to yellow, and this could turn into a quick 1-2 fist fight in just a moment.
They don't know, but yellow is so close to them there. You can see it on the mini-map, but seems like we might have escaped here.
I think yellow has a little bit of a high ground here. Bit of looting going on, but the weapons look pretty decent on 32 at the very least, so... Oh, Keppe is finding another pick across the map. Beautifully done. Nice headshot, lining himself up there right and proper.
Yep, gotta take him down. Was really nicely done, and we're on our way. But there's more players remaining, and actually 2 of them are super close here. Yellow also not very far, so if there is a shoot-off, we might actually hear some noises, but there's a Raptor. This one, I'm not sure if it belongs to a player, but it could be, yeah. Could be that this is one of their pets. There were some shots going out as well, attack damage, and it's still going on.
Yep. Clever goal, quite indeed. Sticking that onto the other players, and we're getting a little bit of an overview of where people are at. Oh, I see there's a firefight going on, a little bit of health bars, and 35 just getting slaughtered by number 1.
Well, number 1, it's in the name, right? So we'll see if they can take it. All 7 players remaining, and we will see who takes it all. Yellow and orange up on the rise here, and I think our Eye of the Storm is also coming closer. 20 more seconds to go, and then players will need to group up closer. And you can see one is lying in wait here. A little bit of a, oh, if you want this, you know, I'm going to take you down as well. Trying to hover around, see what's here, but that slurp juice just looking too good.
I can appreciate a good loot bait, especially with a purple weapon. I mean, to me, that's kind of the ultimate BM move. Executing someone with a gray shotgun when you could grab a purple weapon. That's an interesting move to go for, but number 1. Lining it up nicely, as we see. Got a bunch of other players still in the lobby. 7 players still alive.
Yeah,
oh, yellow,
we're
right behind
quite close to some. There's a little bit of fire going out. One is up on the bridge. Did go down here, though. Maybe not the smartest move, but the move to get closer to their enemy. Both of them kind of hiding out behind the stakes here, trying to get a shot, but it's not going to happen.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
I'm just shaking my head. For anybody that cannot see us, and I know that's you back home, but there's just not much I can add to that. We did build a little bit of an angle here to shoot down from, but it actually hurt us. It blocked the view to some parts, so it is going to be in the way here. Some of the shields are popped, but just not enough yet. We don't know how much the other player has taken, but the fire keeps going.
Oh no, number one, losing control of the character, just standing still, a living, unmoving target, and taken out.
Unfortunate. I think I heard a countdown in the background, so I'm not sure what was going on there, if they maybe had to sacrifice themselves. But we will see now what AMD 32 is up to. Red and yellow are in the area. There's another player in the bottom right that could also be quite close. No kills on this player just yet. We gotta find someone.
Indeed, a little bit of slap juice going on. Gotta grab a little drink in between, you know, get yourself a break. You're worth it.
You absolutely are. You are Knuff.
Nice. Nice.
All
really
right,
good.
6 players remaining. Let's see what happens here. Red coming closer to 32, but will it be close enough to actually take them down? We do have another countdown, I think, going on in the back, so maybe we will have someone else sacrificing them. I'm not quite sure on the rules here. You know, we're just winging it, but we'll see how it goes. Hopping over to 37, and they're actually super safe here. No one really close. There's one player right in front of them that I think might be camping up there, but will they actually see them?
Oh, Kepi eliminating Flixie in a swoop. Nice one on the duel there. Another kill picked up, down to 5 players now, and look at that. This is a loot site if I've ever seen one. There's a lot of resources lying around.
Especially shields, and those are so good. But there's another player here as well, I believe, right on top of 37, so we'll have to see whether or not these two are going to meet, and if there's any shots coming out. Yellow also straight on the way for them. You can see the little bit of airstreak coming through, launched themselves all across the battlefield, and now there's 3 players so close here. I believe we're gonna get some shots.
Oh, they're right behind them in the bushes. Crawl past him. There he is, going in for the ambush. There's a chest in there. The shotguns are being pulled out and getting shot in the face. 37 has to, once again, surrender to Kepi. Kepi boss, 3 kills on the round. That's impressive.
Yeah, that's a really, really good amount. With the players that have gone out thus far, he actually took nearly half of them. So we will see how many more players Kepi can actually knock out here. 4 players remain. The zone is coming closer. White is super close to red here, still hiding out in the house, knowing that they will be in the safe zone here. But seems like we're doing something.
Oh, so someone won something.
Oh, yeah, a team already won.
We were doing teams?
We were doing teams, apparently.
Hell yeah, let's go. That's worth a round of applause. They are getting the credit they deserve. Well played, and GG's to that one. That's the second map already wrapped up. Man.
We do have another guest. So another map, another guest, and we're super excited to have him here with us. It's going to be Donnie, and he actually has some news for us about the X3D mobile, and I'm quite intrigued about it because this name is so close to XD that I keep wanting to say it wrong.
Yeah, Twitch chat is going to love that. If you're in the league space, you need a... I mean, there's a 3 in there before the D, so Kadril will probably be very happy about that getting spammed, but hey, we're having a good time here.
We are having a good time, and now I believe Donnie can hear us as well as he is joining us on the desk. Hi, Donnie. It's so lovely to have you here. How are you?
It's lovely to meet you guys. It's been very exciting.
Yes, and you.
Crazy, great show.
So we've been told, I'm going to get right into it, we've been told you're here to introduce X3D Mobile, and I'm saying it so slowly because I always want to say XD Mobile.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about it. What is it?
Well, so, I mean, what's the worst thing when you're playing a game? What's the worst thing?
Lag.
That's right. So when something isn't perfect, when it stops being smooth, you notice right away. And it can pull you out of the game, and it can make you lose a game like Fortnite, right?
Yep.
And so what AMD did is we developed proprietary tech we call X3D. And essentially what we can do is put a ton of memory right on the chip itself. And that matters because having all that memory locally, and this is getting techie, I'm sorry. But
I'm here for it. I'm definitely here for it.
I'm sure the audience is quite tech savvy.
Right. All right, audience. So having all that memory locally means that you don't have to reach out to the system RAM, reach out to the hard drive, and that really eliminates a ton of the stutter and lag that you would otherwise get. And so we've had this on desktop for some time, and this is the very first mobile chip we've had. It became available on the 22nd in one laptop, the Asus ROG Strix-Scar 17 X3D, which is now, I mean, a lot of reviewers are saying it's the fastest gaming laptop in the world. So we have the fastest gaming laptop, we have the fastest gaming desktop chips. It's really a great time to build a PC.
You could say you're running ahead of the competition.
Nice.
Sorry, I had to get that one in there.
Yes, of course, yeah. So, and that's basically what X3D is. It's just something that lets you take that lag away, take those setters away, and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, in terms of kind of maybe follow up on the technical side a little bit. How much of a challenge was it for the engineers to make that actually work? Because I mean, just stuff some more space on the chip can't be that hard, right?
Well, and that's why.
Surely.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's a technical marvel. It shouldn't. I mean, it's ridiculous how much went into it. So first, you can't have different sizes of chips, right? So it had to be the same size as the regular one.
Yeah.
So first they had to shave the regular one and squish it down, and then they had to put 64 extra megs of RAM on top of it, and then they had to put spacers in, and so that's one part of it. And then another part is it's not even glued. So apparently when you have things that are flat enough, there's a force in physics, and of course I don't remember what it's called right now, but it will bond things together just if they're smooth enough, and it will never release. So just crazy nano stuff that.
That sounds damn impressive, especially like on a nano mechanical level.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially. Wow.
Exactly. So it's a marvel that you can have that in your computer, and off you go.
I was kind of asking the same question to Frank earlier with the kind of new software developments, AMD, or breakthroughs, I should rather say, that were made. Is this a similar breakthrough on the kind of chip side of things that can open some doors into the future?
Absolutely, right. And it's always hand in hand. So you can't just do one and not the other one. Let's look at what's a low frame rate. Let's say 30 frames a second. Yep. Let's say you've got a
console players might disagree.
No. I'm saying
I'm
down.
That's fair game on a Nintendo Switch off power.
Yeah.
So that's the bare minimum. So 720p, 30 frames a second. You have to make a frame every 33 milliseconds.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of time.
Yeah.
With modern 240 hertz monitors, you have 4 milliseconds to make a frame. And so we have to squeeze performance out of everything we can. We have to squeeze it out of the hardware. We have to squeeze it out of the drivers. We have to squeeze it out of the graphics card. And that's what you're kind of seeing. And you know, for a much lower price than I think you would expect today, you know, even at €1,000 or $1,000, you can get a really high-end processor. You can get a 1440p capable graphics card. And that's really exciting. And not a slow one. Like with the software, you're hitting triple-digit frame rates. You're getting, you know, and like I said before, that's the difference between winning or losing a match sometimes, is having that smoothness, that fast response time. So, like I say, it's just really exciting to be where we are right now.
Are you an FPS gamer?
Man, I was until my kids beat me. Oh. And then I just felt like an old man and I stopped playing.
What did they beat you at?
What didn't they beat me at?
Okay,
it's funny.
Where did it start?
Yeah, it started, you know, when you're a dad, it's like, I've been PC gaming since I was like, you know, a little. Yep. So I'm like, I can't be beat. Like, I know it so well. And this thing came with my oldest son. this thing arrived called League of Legends. Nobody had heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it tore through his high school. And, oh, they just owned me. It didn't matter how much I played. And I was like, okay, I'm going to retire. I'm terrible. But, no, I'm more of a, me and buddies will get together and play, like, Left 4 Dead and usually PvE stuff.
Hell yeah.
Because, you know, life is busy, and it's good to go in and play something for a half hour that you can get through and feel like you accomplished something. So,
yeah. No,
yeah. What do you guys play?
I'm all over the place. League of Legends, Valorant, some World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy. Basically everything that looks exciting.
Yeah. And you?
Also, WoW, TFT, a lot of like RPGs, story games, cutesy games.
Yeah.
But with that, I'm afraid our time is already over.
Oh, man.
I think we have something to show. So we'll see what that is. And we're going to thank you for the time, Donnie. It's been lovely to have you here. And we'll be back in just a bit.
All right. Bye, guys.
Meet Ally, a brand new Windows gaming handheld from ROG. Powered by an AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme processor, the ROG Ally puts the latest AAA games in the palm of your hand. A full HD 120Hz display lets beautiful graphics take center stage, even outdoors. ROG Ally. All your games, anytime, anywhere.
All right, chat, here we go.
Game face on. I got the game on smash on lock. Dedication, prepare for me log. Got 10 tools grinding on the concrete. I go show them that me run the block. Run them, Ogalan boss. See them times I run to my boss. See them times I beg them for favors when I know get the food from my pot. Table don't turn. With the back friend, but the bridge don't burn. Game face on. Game face on. They're really on.
Let's go, baby. Y'all know what it is.
Welcome back to the AMD Gaming Festival here in Cologne. One more time from us. My name is Makes, and I'm here with Lithy and Chris. And funnily enough, both of your guys' names are Chris, so we're going to keep calling you Lithy, and we'll call you Chris.
I was supposed to be Chris 1, I heard. I was here first.
That's okay for me.
So, Chris, you've been on the floor all day talking to people, asking them about their experience here at Gamescom Cologne. You've been talking to them about their favorite games, about the show. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I've been asking people about the games they've been playing here, their favorite games of all time, their favorite games, or most played games this year. which was a lot of people. I hate this game, but it was my most played game this year. Like, how does this happen, right?
So what do they say?
I think the game I heard the most as their favorite game of all time is Rainbow Six Siege, which is very surprising.
Okay.
Wow.
I think that's very surprising as an all-time favorite game, especially since it's a newer game, quote unquote. But yeah, lots of people excited for Starfield. No surprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good.
Many League of Legends gamers?
So many League of Legends gamers. League of Legends was a lot of time the most played game, but not the favorite.
Yeah, it's funny. I was down there with you for a little while.
Yeah.
Every time I talked to someone that was a League gamer, they were like, you know, I'm really sorry to admit that, and I don't know why I'm doing that to myself, but I unfortunately main League of Legends. There's so much pain in their voice. Why are you playing it?
Yeah. I think you yourself, you play a bunch of Pokemon as well, right? Any Pokemon fans that you ran into?
I do play Pokemon and Mario a lot. We had a couple Nintendo fans. I saw a couple people that said that Zelda was their most played game this year, especially like the new one. And lots of people are excited for the next one, obviously. Animal Crossing was mentioned a couple times. No surprises there, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly shooter enthusiasts, I would say, in this hall. Makes sense.
Lots of frames.
yeah.
Frames from games, as they say.
I've had a bunch of people play games at the Bench Fest for the not for the first time, for the second time, with the new graphics cards that were announced. A lot of people didn't know they were playing on them because we didn't actually tell people that the new graphics cards are in these computers, and yeah, they were amazed compared to the console especially or their home PCs. It's just so incredibly smooth and FPS through the roof. They seem to all have a really good time. Yeah.
Awesome. That is so great to hear.
Yeah.
I think we've all been having a blast. Behind us, the main stage is actually closing down, unfortunately, as we are nearing the end of today. It's been a day filled with announcements, with fun, esport entertainment. I think the crowd, to me, is the most craziest thing.
Yeah.
But Chris, having talked to all of those people, what was your #1 favorite thing out of today?
My personal favorite thing of today? It was some people I interviewed were just so excited about new things that were coming out. I had a couple enthusiasts of like giveaways, so and they were so proud and showed me their winnings. Like a lot of people brought them along, and I was like, "All right, show me your winnings," and it was really cool. We had some really like versatile things. We had not only like shirts, T-shirts. Also, like custom art was shown, and it was it was really cool.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
What about you, Liffy? You were actually up there on that main stage. Would you say that was your favorite thing? You can say it. I won't be mad.
Yeah, no, let's be real. That's pretty hard to beat. It was absolutely fantastic. Just adrenaline through the roof, and I'll be remembering that for a while. Honestly, just sitting with you here, just casting some games and having fun and making stupid jokes that you cringe at is also one of the highlights. And just, honestly, just being here. Just being here with AMD. It's such a good time.
Yeah, now I've been saying for the entire day that my favorite thing about Gamescom is seeing how passionate people are and like their faces light up when they get to do something that they really enjoy, and kind of seeing people be able to nerd out in public. Let's be honest.
They get their validation.
Let's be honest. If you go here and you walk around, you see so many people doing what they love and them having no shame about it, which I think is how it should always be when it comes to gaming.
Yeah, especially the cosplay people. They were so excited to be here, and they were, I think, the most excited people to be interviewed because they wanted to show off their costumes.
And rightfully so. You spent so many hours on them.
Yeah, really. And we gave them the opportunity to share their profiles so other people can, check them out and their other creations.
That's awesome. What is the most impressive cosplayer you ran into?
Oh, I think you were with me. We had some Genshin Impact cosplayers.
Yeah.
They were amazing costumes and very, very large wigs that looked like real hair. And yeah, I think that was probably my favorite one.
Awesome. Now, I also kind of want to shout out one more moment of today, if you'll allow me, because for anybody that wasn't watching earlier when I said it, we opened the doors to this hall. Hall specifically. It's only an event hall. It has been closed for the rest of Gamescom, and we opened it at 12, at noon. and masses started running into this place. I was standing here, I was filming, I started getting scared. I looked at the people I was with, I was like, oh God, they're running towards us, it's a horde. And they were just so excited to get there. It's so cool to see that. And within 20 minutes, we hit maximum capacity in a massive hall like this one. That's a really big achievement to have. So I think GG to AMD for being able to pull this one off. I think our German commentators here on the main stage, they've been kicking it. They're so good. It was a pleasure to watch. So if you're ever in the area, if you get the chance to go to Gamescom, don't miss out on it. It's so fun.
Words, man. Yeah, the hall was cooking the whole day. I think we were sitting backstage and basically unable to talk to each other because the crowd was so loud. It was intense.
I'm sure the interview microphone picked it up as well, especially when things were being thrown into the crowd. That was pretty awesome. And I heard a lot of people say that their favorite thing about Gamescom is how it brings people together. A lot of people only get to see certain online friends at events like this. And so that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
I think that's something we can all relate to. And seeing you guys here, seeing you guys at home, we're super excited that you all tuned in today. But that is unfortunately going to be it from us here at the AMD Game Festival. It's been a pleasure to have you. My name is Makes. I've been with Lithy and Chris for today. We're going to see you guys hopefully at the next one. And check out the new AMD products. I heard they're pretty good. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
Meet Ally, a brand new Windows gaming handheld from ROG. Powered by an AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme processor, the ROG Ally puts the latest AAA games in the palm of your hand. A full HD 120Hz display lets beautiful graphics take center stage, even outdoors. ROG Ally. All your games, anytime, anywhere.
All right, chat, here we go.
Game face on. I got the game on smash on lock. Dedication to them, lock. Back tools grinding on the concrete. I will show them that me on the block. Run them, all alarm boss. See them times I run to my boss. See them times I'm begging for favors when I don't get the food from my pot. Table don't turn, with the back fend, but I reach don't